TikTok's such a weird place. I'm sure most of you have seen the trend that's existed since the inception of the platform where thirsty teenagers make those videos like, I would be a bad boyfriend because I'd love you too much, or you shouldn't date me because I just love you too much. You'd be suffocated with my overwhelming love. You know, shit like that. It's super weird. It's like romance to them is like it is in anime. It's just super fucking goofy. But today someone sent me a link to a guy, an Adonis, really. And I took one look at this man and I said, yeah, this guy fucks. And then it turns out he doesn't. A lot of his videos are just about relationships and why he's not in one, and why he would be a shitty boyfriend. And it's the cliche thing I mentioned where he's like, I'm too much of a lover. My love is too powerful for mere mortals to understand and tolerate. I would literally murder someone with love. I would fuck their butthole with love, and you're not ready for it. Thus, I have to be single.
Everybody wants to know why I'm single, and these are some reasons why. If I was your boyfriend, I would be very overprotective. Like, no one's talking to you but me. I would want to hang out all the time. Like, I want to be with you. I would FaceTime you and text you constantly, and then you would probably end up getting annoyed.
Bro, I'm not even dating you and I'm ready to break up. He's just actually listing off red flags and giving legitimate reasons why he would fucking suck to be in a relationship with. It's supposed to be one of those cutesy videos where girls are supposed to have their heart melt like, aw, he's single because he's so caring. But his just comes across as, wow, I can totally see why he's single with this kind of shit. It almost just sounds like threats like, hey, if we're dating, you're not talking to anyone but me. Your parents? Nope, we're cutting them out. Your imaginary friend? I'm gonna go in there and fucking murder him. You are only gonna communicate with me. Thus, I have to lock you in the basement to make sure that you don't betray me and talk to somebody that's not me.
I want everyone to know. Like, I want all my friends, all your friends, my family, your family. I want everyone to know that we're together. So those are some reasons why I'm single.
You know, to be honest, I actually can't believe that he's single. These aren't the worst qualities in the world. Yeah, you know, maybe it's a bit clingy, but it could be worse. He could be addicted to ketamine. Maybe he is, but he didn't mention it here. And if this is all that's wrong with him here, hey, maybe it's worth the chance.
A message for all ladies. All right, ladies, listen. Any guy you date should see you as a priority, not an afterthought. If a guy can only text you how he feels, he doesn't feel anything. If a guy's not willing to show you off, you can show him the door. If all they want to do is play Fortnite, you tell them good night.
Actually, pretty good advice here, I have to admit. If your man just wants to play Fortnite, you just tell him night night, and then you go and turn yourself into the police because you were dating a child, you sick fuck.
Yeah.
I'm wet, panties are sodden, god damn it, he's the perfect man. Jesus Christ. You'll notice that there's like a striking similarity between the things that would make him a good boyfriend and the things that also make him a bad boyfriend. It's basically just the same thing. He's obsessive. Like, he will literally always be there. Like the boogeyman under your bed, making sure that you're sleeping soundly. If you date me, I'm slapping that fucking phone out of your hand, trying to talk to somebody that's not me, you naughty harpy. The fuck do you think you're doing? I'm always there to hype you up. You want to do something? You do it and I'll be there to cheer you on. As long as it's just me there, cheering you on.
Reasons why I'm a bad boyfriend. I always want kisses and hugs. Like, even if it's random, no matter what time, I always want them. I always want to give you anything and everything. Like, even if I don't have it, I just want to give it to you. I don't want you to pay for anything. Even if I don't have enough money, I want to spoil you. Dinners, movie, anything, I want to pay for it. I won't let you. I want to show you off. I'm gonna post about you. Even if you don't want me to do it, I can't help it. I want to show you off, baby. I will always put you before me. Even if you're having a great day and I'm not, I will just hype your day up and I won't tell you about how bad my day was. But those are some reasons why I'm a bad boyfriend.
Oh my god, it's so dreamy. You don't want me to post about you? That's too fucking bad. I'm putting your nudes on Twitter because I'm so proud of you, baby. You got a great body. Those ass cheeks and the way that they can clap. Oh my god. The world needs to know. I'm gonna show you off, baby. I feel bad singling this guy out because, like I said, it's so common. So many people on TikTok do this exact same shit. Like, I'm such a bad boy. I would take you to a drive-thru and I wouldn't let you pay for your meal because I'm bad. I'd be a bad boyfriend. But the reason I chose him is because he has whole compilations dedicated to these videos because he's done so many of them. And it just made it easy to have like a nice cum dumpster full of these bad versus good boyfriend things. So anyway, I just wanted to briefly touch on this because I think it's super weird. I know it's not like uncommon for people to be like, I'm actually super shitty at being in relationships because I'm just too goddamn nice. Nice guys don't win, am I right, girls? Yeah, I see a lot of that shit, and then this is kind of the same thing. Like, I'm a bad boyfriend because I just want to love a girl, and girls don't want to be loved. They want an asshole douchebag, so I'd be a bad boyfriend. I see it all over the place, and this guy, he's just done it so many times, I figured it'd be a good example to talk about the trend and go into detail on it. Yeah, so that's really about it. So yeah. I was the one that discovered why good girls like bad guys. I was the fucking scientist that cracked that code. The fucking shit archaeologist who dug through shit trying to find and clean his finds of shit on the Musical.ly or TikTok app, and then I made the video about good girls, bad guys. And then Pyrocynical has the audacity, he has the gall, the chutzpah to steal my video idea, my video in essence. He takes it from me without even mentioning me. And then Memulous had him on the fucking podcast. I raised the boy. I made him a man, put hair on his ball sacks on the podcast, and he turns around and does a TikTok video as well. Again, without even saying that I was the cream supreme of TikTok finds. Disrespectful. Now no one even knows that I was the one that discovered it. And it's a shame. It's a fucking shame. So now I, the holy king, chosen by God himself to sit upon the throne of shitting on insufferably bad TikTok content and watching borderline illegal TikTok content, must retake my place atop this mountain of dog shit that is called TikTok.
Are you sure you want to do this, little girl? I mean, what if we're dangerous?
What if I am?
This is exactly what I meant by borderline illegal. So apparently this dude was under the impression that he was communicating with and singing to like a 6-year-old girl. And then it turns out she's not actually 6. Fucking got him. Catfish. Lied to. This is like a Chris Hansen play right here. Right out of his playbook. I don't understand. And what the fuck was that picture anyway? It looked like a missing person on the back of a milk carton picture. This is just some weird shit, and it's apparently a trend on TikTok. There's a fucking 100 of these.
Sure you want to do this, little girl? I mean, what if we're dangerous?
What if I am?
What if we're dangerous?
What if I am?
How many child predators are there on TikTok? How many dudes were under the impression that they were communicating with children, and then they do this challenge and it turns out they're not children, so they're all surprised? What a fucking weird trend and culture on TikTok. Let's go ahead and check out some more of them.
Oh well. Karma's a witch.
This is cheating a little bit because I already knew about this one. This was a very popular trend a couple years back. The karma's a bitch, and then you like throw a blanket in the air and then all of a sudden your dick's 9 inches long or something. But since it's Halloween, it's got a spin on TikTok where karma's a witch. But I unironically like this clip just because I think that mask is fantastic. It must be a homemade DIY creation from this guy. It looks like Gandalf face fucked a hobgoblin, and the tongue out from the guy wearing it's that nice little cherry on top to remind you that the platform is still just for sex offenders. That face, the mask, probably is what most of the people who hit like on those videos on TikTok look like behind the phone screen. Who reacts that way to seeing a bottle of water on the floor? If I saw a bottle of water on my floor, I'd be like, oh shit, must have left that bottle of water on the floor. But she stumbles in here like she just walked into a crime scene. She's just fucking disgusted by it. Makes a face like she's watching her parents have sex. Then it turns out that bottle of water's super heavy like Thor's hammer. But luckily she had a real man on standby to come help her with it. It was just a little sneak preview, a little taste of the comedy stylings of TikTok, the comedy genius of the TikTok creators. I know you're probably still recovering from the hoot and holler you had from that heavy bottle challenge clip right there, but trust me, it gets even better on TikTok. Did you see those goofy faces? In case that didn't really tickle you pink, did you see what he was curling? It wasn't a weight, it was a fruit. That's right, this is part of the comedy trend on TikTok called the Fruit Fitness Challenge. I mean, need I say more? This is where all the good shit goes to die. I think that's enough of TikTok for today. I've scrolled through plenty of videos. I think I'm going to call it quits on the TikTok app for tonight. See ya. I don't think I've ever looked at an extremely wealthy person and thought to myself, damn, I feel bad for them. Until today. I found this absolutely pathetic turbo virgin douchebag on TikTok who apparently has a ton of money, but is extremely insecure, and it just comes across as the saddest shit I've seen in my life. And I thought I'd share at least a little bit of this guy with you.
Alright, so since you all keep talking shit, I'm going to rub more of my opulent lifestyle in your faces.
This is an actual person, by the way. He looks like Gary Vee going through a phase. This guy looks like a GTA Online character that's being controlled by a 13-year-old, and his house looks exactly the same as that. Like it's an actual middle schooler's fantasy for shit they'd think is cool. He's trying so hard to make it look like he's not trying at all. He's doing that generic rich asshole thing where he just puts a gun out on a counter during his tour. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. How embarrassing. It looks like my AK-47's just sitting out in the open. Oh, goodness gracious. But that doesn't even look like a real AK-47. It looks like a prop. It looks like something he got out of Party City. Shit looks like it's made out of chocolate. It could be real, I suppose, but I think what's more likely there is he asked his mom if he could go buy a gun for his video, and he just went to the nearest Walmart and got whatever toy he could find.
I'm going to give you a tour of just one room of my grandiose two-story penthouse in paradise. It's basically like Fifth Avenue with one of the best Caribbean Ocean views you'll ever see.
What a lovely picture behind him. An American Psycho reference, obviously, but what an incredible photo shoot. His sister worked really hard that day to set that one up for him. Just to really give the impression to anyone that comes over that this guy has sex, but once you meet him, you'll know for sure he doesn't.
Alright, and for those of you who say I rent my yeah, I'm sure the guy that I rented my place from put these two $50,000 mirrors perfectly aligned on the wall so that I could put a 7-foot self-portrait of myself perfectly in between them.
Yes, this guy's got thousands of fucking self-portraits of himself all over the place. That's his big thing. Just art of himself everywhere. I'm sure his toilet even has pictures of his face on it, so that way he's always eating your ass out. But the thing is, I can't find too much information about how he made his money, so I'm led to believe that he's just a trust fund kid who's grown up, but has never really experienced anything in the world, so this is what he thinks is cool. I don't know for sure, because I really thought going into this it was satire, but the more I've watched from this guy, the more I believe that this is just him. This is genuinely what he is and what he's become. Now, admittedly, I didn't look that hard into his background. I just watched his TikToks to laugh at them. So maybe he actually did make money somehow, like scamming through NFTs or crypto or something. It's possible, but I think what's most likely is his money just comes from his parents.
Dumb Look at this. This is 3,000 square feet. One room, 3,000 square feet of pure chic opulence. That's bigger than most of y'all's houses, I'm sure. Or 3 times the size of mom's basement you live in.
Ooh, hear that, basement dwellers? You just got fucking chatted on a little bit. I also love that he starts this, since you all are talking shit and hurting my feelings, I'm gonna cry on camera by pretending like my life has meaning with this money that I didn't earn. Like, he literally starts the video like, since you're making me feel bad, I'm gonna try and flex, and it still doesn't make me feel any less bad, but maybe it'll make you not feel cool too, asshole.
Look at this. Look at this Calcutta marble. It's 100 G of marble between that wall installation of my dining table. And that chandelier, that'll run you about the cost of 2 entry-level Mercedes-Benzes. So, if you want to keep talking go ahead. You. I give 0
Yeah, this looks and sounds like a guy who gives 0 fucks. Literally comes on here whining and crying about talking shit, so he tries to flex. Yeah, you really don't care, big guy.
Alright, little advice for all you TikTok trolling minion clowns, who in your language don't pull. Bitches love hot tubs. Especially decadent ass motherfucking hot tubs like this. Look at this.
Yeah, this guy speaks like he just learned what cussing is. And those girls look extremely happy to be there, the way they're just rubbing up all on him. They are enamored right now. They're hypnotized by this man's wealth and suave badassness. That's like his bio. He says how much of a badass he is. It's really pretty embarrassing shit. This man is the embodiment of cringe, if cringe also came with a couple $1,000,000 from daddy. So he keeps suckling on his parents' tits and milking them for all they're worth for these TikTok videos here. And he's obviously paid these women to be here. You can tell by the way they're acting. This isn't like normal. This is a shoot. This is a fucking shoot, and they're paid for like 45 minutes of their time. I always find that to be the most embarrassing shit about these kind of people that try and flex wealth. The women they put in their videos is always very clearly people they have paid to be there. How is that not extremely embarrassing? That you had to pay women to be around you for your videos.
Questioning my legitimacy and overall badassness. So I felt the need, of course, to retort in kind. Right now, I'm sitting on a $12,000 chair.
That's another thing that's always bothered me about these rich people videos, is that they can just make up prices for shit whenever they want, and you have no way of really proving it wrong. But I bet that's not a $12,000 chair that his swamp ass is sitting on. That's probably one of those like really cheap chairs that you can find at Halloween stores once a year that they use for decorations outside.
I'm sitting in front of my mugshot, painted on bullets. It's pretty cool. You may ask yourself, why the does this guy have this? Why does he have it? Well, the answer is number one, because I can, and number two, because I'm badass as I am the game.
My man here is the opposite of the game. This guy had to pay women to be around him. Now, it does look like he has money, so the first one is true. He has it because he can. The second one, though, I don't think there's a single person alive that would consider this guy badass. He is literally crying on TikTok in almost every video about people being mean to him. So his response to that is flexing wealth on him that he may or may not have made himself. Again, I don't know for sure. But that doesn't strike me as something a badass would do. And something that a badass would absolutely never do is call themselves badass as fuck. That's like Borderlands writing. Jesus Christ. Also, you've probably seen the necklace that he's wearing. It says S my C. It's suck my cock. The guy made a custom sterling silver suck my cock necklace. So this is a guy who is beyond insecure. He probably reads every comment, and any one of them that's not sucking his cock is considered a negative comment and probably takes a large toll on his mental health. He is probably not in the right frame of mind to be on TikTok, since most people on there are just making fun of him. It's a really sad thing, honestly. And it just goes to show, maybe money can't buy happiness. That's about it. See ya. Musical.ly is a platform where you lip sync to popular songs and act like a big douchebag in an attempt to sexually seduce children. In the 90s, the warning parents gave children was, hey, don't accept candy from strangers in a van. In 2018, the warning is, hey, don't go on Musical.ly. If you're above the age of 13 and using Musical.ly, you're either a pedophile or going through a very severe insecurity crisis. Now let's go ahead and look at some popular Musical.ly going on right now to a popular song. I don't know the song or anything, but I've seen the Musical.ly now, so let's go ahead and watch that together. I bet you weren't expecting that transformation. He went from a dweeb to a bad boy, a pussy slang magnet, from a dork to a bad boy, a gnarly man who's annihilating vaginas now. Be careful who you call ugly in middle school, because they might just turn out to be a sex offender on Musical.ly. When you're on Musical.ly, you just gotta get used to seeing a lot of tongues coming out from some very creepy looking men. I also like how Dr. Frankenstein also got in on the trend here with this one. He's reading directions for the fucking necromancy spell he's about to practice.
So why do good girls fall in love with me? I've been a bad boy and it's plain to see. I've been a bad boy and it's plain to see. Bad boy and it's plain to see. Bad boy and it's plain to see. It's plain to see. So I've been a bad boy and it's plain.
This is a lot of bad boys we're seeing right now. It's like we're all having a That's So Raven flash to the future, but our future, all we see are the baddest boys. The amount of sleeveless leather jackets in these Musical.ly videos is absurd. It would make a biker gang jealous as fuck. Or maybe they'd ejaculate in envy of all the leather and shit. But the point I'm making is this really what being a bad boy looks like in 2018? Because if so, thank God. These are some cool fucking men right here.
And it's plain to see. Being a bad boy, and it's plain to see.
Musically has shown me that I should be embarrassed for having tattoos. I honestly think Musically is gonna make tattoos go extinct, drive that entire fucking market out of business, because they make it so embarrassing. They make tattoos look like the cringiest shit in the world. I've been a bad boy, and it's plain to see. I'm not weird, but let me see you pee. And then there's like that army guy, I don't know what he was doing there. I've been a bad boy. And then he swipes and he's in his army getup. That's the kind of shit that gets you kicked out of the army, I imagine, like fucking getting expelled like a misbehaving toddler. Gotta keep this shit on the down low here, Sergeant. Anyway, I mean, Musically's pretty fucking cool. I'll keep watching, because I'm hooked now. With all these bad boys on the platform, how could I not want to watch more? That's it. See ya. Please, let us take a moment of silence for the YouTubers that now post on TikTok. Thank you. It's like a fucking ASPCA commercial. It's weird, everyone on YouTube collectively took fat shits on Musically, but now with TikTok, wait a second. Can call that home. Everyone's going to TikTok. No disrespect for any YouTubers, anyone that does post on TikTok. It's just not my cup of cum. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's one of probably the second most humorless place on the planet, second only to Reddit. And it's just a barren wasteland of fun. Going through your parents' divorce is more fun than going through TikTok, at least in my opinion. I think it's all bad on there. And to showcase that, I'm going to show you some of the most popular trends going on right now that I was able to find. So let's dive right in. Bravo, that was a fun TikTok for everyone to enjoy, especially the janitor, the worker that's going to have to go and clean that up because your affluent ass definitely isn't going to be bothered to do it. That really kind of sums up the comedy on TikTok. This will be hilarious, just pouring this liquid into the glass until it overflows and gets on the floor and makes someone else clean it up. Yeehaw, baby, rebellious 9-year-olds for the win, except I'm 24 years old and I have a kid and I'm really trying my best to be famous on the internet. Better do this challenge on TikTok. So you'll never guess the name of this one. It's called the Spill the Drink Challenge, and there's music that plays, but I can't play it because it's a copyrighted song, but it says, hose, and that's while they're pouring it the whole time, and it's drawn out. The shit is genius, a fucking masterpiece. A beautiful challenge, just doing it right there in the middle of McDonald's, making sure to get everyone in the crowd involved, you know, getting water or Sprite on everyone, which is exactly what you want when you're just going about your day, trying to get some cheap-ass food. Yep, that's what I want, to feel like my feet are getting pissed on. Great stuff. To be fair, this is the only one of this challenge I saw that was done in a public location. Everything else was staged with their family or their friends in their own house and using water or Coke for the most part. So this was just a real pioneer who decided to take it to the next level and do it in public and make everyone uncomfortable and be a public nuisance for the internet clout. I'm not going to play any more from this challenge because you get the idea. Every single one is just staring at the camera and overfilling a glass. It's fucking awful. Let's move on to a different one.
You're so bad. And baby, I want you so bad, yeah. You're so bad, yeah. And baby, I want you so bad. You're so bad. And baby, I want you so bad, yeah. You're so bad, yeah. And baby, I want you so bad.
I should have warned you to come in here with a change of panties, because we're all getting wet with this challenge. This is the You So Bad, I Want You So Bad challenge. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't put butterflies in my nutsack. Man, what a confidence booster. It's like, damn, all these dudes looking at me like this, saying they want me, like I'm so bad, and they want me bad. Like, god damn.
You're so bad. And baby, I want you so bad, yeah. You're so bad, yeah. And baby, I want you so bad.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Those are children. Those are kids. I feel like even having watched this clip in the middle of a compilation puts me on a list. I also don't really know when Bass Pro Shop became like acceptable fashion. When I was growing up, the only time you'd ever see anyone in Bass Pro Shop gear is if they were kissing their sister and 40 years old with a beer belly. I can't imagine kids now are wearing Bass Pro Shop merch, but hats off to Bass Pro Shop for breaking into a younger demographic.
You're so bad. And baby, I want you so bad, yeah. You're so bad, yeah. And baby, baby, I want you so bad.
There's no greater mystery in this world than the one that you see before you. How do you get more than one person to be in your shitty TikTok? How does no one along the way say, hey guys, this sucks. Why are we doing this? This is embarrassing. Why is there no sense of shame when it comes to TikToks? I'm always surprised when there's more than one person in a TikTok. I get why one delusional person might think it's a good idea, fucking biting on their lip and lip syncing and shit. I get that. But when you bring in like 3 other people, how does not one of them say, this is dumb? This sucks shithole. But hats off to them. You got 3 dudes gathered around with their red Solo cup trying to give the illusion that they're drinking alcohol, but they're clearly under 21, clearly under 18, so they're most likely just in there with fruit punch or root beer. And then you have one dude dance around the back. I mean, even scripting that and telling your friends what you're going to do, how does no one just say, no thank you, this is embarrassing? But whatever, group TikTok effort, very popular, hats off to them, they're having fun. I feel like such a fucking boomer shitting on new generation entertainment, but I just don't get it. I don't know who's scrolling through TikTok, stops on this one, gets a big old smile on their face and leaves it a heart. Like, there's no joke there. I hate when the joke is the song or like a goofy dance. I hate that. I fucking hate it. That is my least favorite form of comedy. Big on Instagram, big on TikTok, was big on Musical.ly, which is TikTok. Just not for me. We'll move on from this challenge, though, and go to another doozy. Another real banger of a challenge.
Oh no. Do you smell that?
This is a challenge that I guess is there for people that are on TikTok to look at girls, but I have to wonder who goes on TikTok to look at girls. What the fuck is the point of that when the internet exists? There's millions and millions of girls on the internet doing all kinds of crazy shit. You can find pretty much anything to suit your degenerate taste. Brazilian fart porn if you're into that. You can watch a girl put Fruit Loops into her gaping asshole while another girl puts a spoon in there and eats them out. You can watch a girl put golf balls into another girl's gaping asshole. There is anything. The sky is the limit. Why go on TikTok? Why roll those dice? Those girls could be 14 years old, you fucking weirdos. It just makes no sense. I don't know who's going on TikTok to look at girls. I thought TikTok was supposed to be for like humor and shit, but it's clearly not because there is no humor. It's fucking awful. Let's keep going.
Catbug! I need a bath.
Yeah?
Some yogurt.
Yeah?
And a place to go. Doody!
If that's not illegal, it certainly should be soon. Well, I think this has been enough to make my point. There is nothing good on TikTok at all, unless you're like a predator, maybe. I just don't get it. I never really thought I'd reach the age where I didn't understand new stuff. Like, growing up, I was always like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That'll never happen. I'll always be with the times and understanding everything and being able to partake in technology and shit. But now, I totally fucking see it. I get why boomers don't understand how to use a fucking cell phone. I get it. I am finally at a point where I just don't understand something that younger people like. It's a fucking sad feeling. Getting old. And it's going to happen to you too if you're young and watching this. Don't think that it's only boomers. It's going to be you too, you fucking loser. You're also going to get to the point where you're like, oh my god, what is the younger generation doing? This makes no sense to me. It's going to happen. I definitely see it just being a natural order of things now. I get it. And it sucks. Also, TikTok fucking sucks. It's not me. It's not boomers that are the problem. It's the younger generation with shit taste. TikTok sucks. It's bad. That's it. See ya. I'm sure most of you have heard of the carnivore diet by now. It's not exactly so much a diet anymore as it is just a full-blown personality that people adopt, a full lifestyle now where their whole identity is, I only eat meat. And oftentimes it consists of consuming a lot of raw meat. And I've always just been fascinated by this raw meat eating community because I just don't get how they're not like plagued by trichinosis and infested with countless tapeworms, like an absolute nightclub of tapeworms in their gut. Because for me, if I eat a potato chip that's one day past the sell-by date, I get sick. Like, I get an irpy stomach. But meanwhile, they're out there consuming fermented meat that they leave out in the sun until it becomes what they call high meat, which is literally just fucking rotted poison meat. And they'll just eat that and they're totally fine somehow. It blows my mind. But anyway, I'm getting carried away. The reason I'm talking about carnivores today is because there's one that's blowing up on TikTok right now because they've made a spectacle out of their meat eating. And make no mistake, this guy eats more meat than an Aiden Ross fan. He's posted like hundreds of TikToks now doing like these goofy meat eating stunts. And I call them stunts, but it's not like he's doing a backflip while eating a beef liver or something like that. The stunts he does is like, I'll cook a steak in a sink and then I'll eat it and shit like that. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of the content because it's been getting big on Twitter as well. I had to cut out the music, but it's him making this steak in a sink and then eating a stick of butter with it. It's revolting. I couldn't imagine a worse meal or an easier way of contracting some kind of foodborne illness. But this is the content. He is legitimately consuming that. He's not spitting it out, he seems to be enjoying it as if this is an average meal for him that makes his tummy smile. Like, it is mind-blowing. And don't you worry, of course this guy is going to be a member of the Clean Plate Club. He gets every morsel of food in there. I do want to point out that it's extremely possible and even highly likely that he didn't actually eat the steak that was being cooked by the hot water in the sink. We don't see him grab that steak and put it on the plate. He could have swapped that out for a normally cooked steak. But I mean, he still ate a full fucking stick of butter in that case, which is just a gross idea in and of itself. And I wanted to talk about it because not only is it just wild and wacky, but I'm also pretty sure the guy behind the account is very self-aware with what he's doing and he's just made it like his gimmick. But what's crazy is he's so committed to the bit in the character that he actually does eat raw testicles. He eats full sticks of butter. He actually consumes it. But I'm almost confident, like 100% confident, that he knows it's like a joke and he's playing a character. I've never seen someone do so much method acting in my life, if that is truly the case, if I'm correct about that. Like, he has made his carnivore diet more of like a freak show thing. So he's making testicle butter pops where he takes a raw testicle, puts a stick of butter in it and bites it, for example.
Guys, if you have never had a testicle butter dog, you need to try this. Raw testicle with a little sliver of butter on the inside. There is seriously nothing better. This is going to give you all the signaling molecules to get you bucked up in the healthy fats, support your brain and your hormones. This is my favorite snack.
I'd also like to point out here that it's extremely possible he spit that out right after the TikTok finished. He just projectile vomited it out. We don't actually see him swallow it. I really do think, based on the way he talks and some of the things he says in the videos, that this whole thing is supposed to be a comedy persona that he's adopted and fucking giving his all to, out there at 110%. I'd like to give you an example on what I think is like the most obvious case of him kidding around with this whole thing, but it's very weird even still. Even if I'm right, it's still weird regardless. But this is a video he made where it's like some kind of bull penis snack.
Silly rabbit, Pizzles are for kids. Today we're making my favorite breakfast cereal, Pizzle-O's. This will have the kids begging for it. By now you guys know I'm a huge fan of bull pizzle recipes, so all you're going to do, you guys know this by now, you're going to put your penis in a pot of boiling water. And it's going to take a while, so be patient. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And before I do anything, I always rub my pee-pee with butter. And then you're going to cut it up nice and fine. Again, nobody wants to choke on the pizzle, so make sure they are nice and small. And this one still had a little junk in the tubes, but that's totally fine. It just adds to the flavor, and it just tastes so good, in my opinion. And once you're done, you're just going to add it to your bowl, and you can add a little bit of milk, but I like it straight. Let me know how you like this recipe.
I think it's super creepy that he keeps mentioning kids when talking about the penis snack, saying that the kids will be begging for it. I think that's super creepy regardless of the intention of the videos. But I do think this one is a clear demonstration that this is all supposed to be a bit because it's so over the top. Also, I think it's very important to notice that he made a cut. So he did have bull penis. He had that whole fucking bull wiener and he did cut it up, put it in a bowl. But when he was digging around with the spoon, there was a cut right before he had the spoon in his mouth. So I think there's a very real case that he didn't actually eat any of it. So I do think there is a case to be made that quite a few of these videos he's made are fake and meant to troll. Like, maybe even taking the piss out of raw meat eating to a certain degree. There are some that he doesn't fake, though, which is why it's so odd, because there are some where he does eat tons and tons of meat, and he does, like, every time I've seen, finish a fucking stick of butter to himself, but maybe that's his superpower. He's like a fucking X-Men whose only mutation was the ability to polish off entire sticks of butter solo by itself. So, I mean, maybe he was just blessed with that ability, but regardless, some of them I am just going to call out. They're not real. We don't actually see him swallow a lot of the raw meat stuff, especially the raw testicle stuff. One of them is just deceptive where we don't actually see him eat the penguinz0 or any of that. So some of them are fake, but not all of them.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a testicle? Well, that's what we're going to find out today because we're making testy pops. These are testicle lollipops. All you need is a raw testicle, cut it up into 3 little bits. It's pretty simple, and this is very, very tasty. I personally love these. Lay them out on your parchment paper, and you're going to need some toothpicks and a little gloop of honey on each one. The kids are going to love these. Once you put enough honey on it, throw them in the freezer, and then you'll have the answer to how many licks does it take to get to the center of a testicle? Well,
yeah, every time he mentions a penis recipe, he mentions kids with it. Every single time, pretty much. It's fucking weird. It's pretty disturbing. Now, in this case with the testicle pops, again, we don't see him swallow it. He does, take a lick of the old testicle pop, but I was expecting an old Tootsie Pop commercial where the kid gives it to an owl. How many licks to get to the center? A 1, a 2, a 3, and then takes a bite of it. But he doesn't do that. He doesn't actually swallow it, eat it, anything like that. He just puts it in his mouth for like a second. So again, I think this is a case of he probably spit it right out instantly afterward.
This is what happens when you eat 4 pounds of ground beef and sticks of butter every single day for months. And no, I'm not exaggerating. This is my carnivore diet dirty bulk. Starting out at 185 back in August, 3% body fat, visible abs. And this is me today at 205 pounds, feeling a little out of shape. But for the past 6 months, we have been way overeating. I'm talking sticks of butter wrapped in prosciutto, tablespoons of maple syrup on everything I eat multiple times a day, beef tongue on white rice, and these are all very nutrient dense foods. I was just overeating them for every single meal for months on end. And keep in mind, I really wasn't doing any weightlifting over this period. I was just doing a lot of rowing. Here's me out at lunch having a stick of butter. I would actually do this.
This is another one that showcases, like, there are times where he legitimately does consume the food that's on his plate. Like, that 3 pounds of beef and a full stick of butter, he does eat all of that. And he doesn't have a beverage. He makes sure to point that out, saying no bev. And he's right. He doesn't have anything to lubricate the gears there. He just straight up eats all of that. And then he does shove a stick of butter right down his gullet in public. The confidence to do something like that is almost admirable. But then there is an example of one where he doesn't swallow. That's the butter wrapped in raw meat or whatever. I already forgot what it was. But like, that's another one where we don't see him like actually eat that or anything. So I don't know. I feel like there are real videos in here, but sprinkled throughout there are the more outrageous ones where he's clearly not actually finishing those. Like, those are all put on for the sake of the quick TikTok and that's it. Like the penguinz0 I'm going to harp on quite heavily because there is a cut. We don't actually ever even see him eat a penguinz0. So he probably faked that entire one right there. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about him a little bit because it's still fascinating. If this is all a character and a gimmick, that I think it is because a lot of the videos seem a little more blatant than others. There's one where he's talking about like taking Trin and shit that's clearly like very tongue-in-cheek. But there are some where it's like, maybe this guy actually does eat this way. It's just a very interesting situation that I thought was at least worth mentioning. And yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. Yeah, it's only been a couple days since I talked about the NPC TikTok live streaming trend, and it is completely out of control now. It's spreading faster than the bubonic plague, and it's significantly worse for your health. It is tragic that this is the state of entertainment now. I don't blame any of the streamers hopping on this trend because it's an infinite money cheat code right now. This is a non-stop avalanche that's only gathering more and more steam, but instead of it being an avalanche with snow, it's an avalanche with doubloons. This is legitimately free money because people, for some reason, are just throwing all of their allowance, all the schmeckles from their pockets at every single TikTok streamer that's doing this NPC trend. I'm confident all of you have heard and seen this trend by now, but just in case, I'll introduce you to the patient zero that started this NPC streaming outbreak.
Grab, fire, fire, meow, hee ha, yes, you got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me write it, huh? Oh, thank you, Fruity, I love you. Balloon. That was good. Coconut. Hee ha, yes, you got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me grab.
This is Pinky Doll, and with the rate at which she's growing from this trend, she'll end up being more well-known than the Bible at this point. She has exploded from this. 50,000 viewers during her most recent NPC stream, and apparently, according to reports, eyewitness accounts, she went for 5 hours of doing that nonstop. Can never fault the work ethic there. That is some fucking iron will. That is a certified top 10 anime never give up moment right there. 5 hours of just repeating the same emotes forever. Literally just spamming taunts in a fighting game for 5 hours like this. That's not easy. That's beyond mind-rotting. But that's where the money's at right now. She has blasted a new market wide open here with weirdos that want to watch NPC streams forever. So it's really smart from her to capitalize off this, especially considering I imagine it won't last for too much longer. This is absolutely one of those lightning in a bottle situations. I would be shocked. And I've been wrong before. It's rare, but I have been wrong. Like the time I thought I got bit by a bat watching Jurassic World in theaters, and it turned out I had just fallen asleep and had a nightmare. Point is, I have been wrong, and I don't think I'm wrong here. I believe this trend will probably fizzle out and die like a sad little wet fart within about another week or two. Two at most. I just really don't envision a world where kids will continue to keep coming back to these because it's the same thing every single time. Though, I'm going to go ahead and argue with myself here. On the flip side of that coin, kids do just endlessly loop finger family videos and Elsa making out with Spider-Man shit and you know, Crazy Shark or whatever his name is. Left Shark, I think is what it is. Baby Shark. Christ. Like, they do subject themselves to the exact same things on repeat forever, so maybe this will have legs for quite some time. I'm not really sure, but regardless, it's smart from Pinky Doll to keep striking while the iron is hot, because she is making a fat stack of cash from all of this here. And again, she's not alone. This has become the biggest trend right now. Either people hopping on ironically and then still doing it for like hours and then doing it multiple streams, or just people fully shamelessly copying and doing exactly what she does. If you go on TikTok and just scroll through live streams, pretty much all of them are this. There's been a bunch of videos posted of it, so I'll just show you clips from a couple of them that keep floating around and people that just scroll through TikTok lives, and it's literally every single one of them doing NPC streams.
Guys, thank you all for the likes. I appreciate it. The roses. 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 Roses.
The clip goes on for a lot longer, but I want to quickly interrupt before getting back to it. That roses to roses true combo there was actually fucking wild. That wasn't planned or anything from the person who posted this, I don't think, because they were just scrolling, I believe. So that just happened naturally. Like, that's how formulaic the NPC streams are. They're pretty much the same thing, just repeated forever. And they all generate a lot of attention from the audience, like thousands upon thousands of viewers for pretty much every creator that's hopping on board, as well as a ton of money, because again, the trend is NPCs acting out their emojis that people are donating. So they're getting donated roses, so it's smelling the roses. 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 Oh, roses. 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 Like across the board forever. It's always the exact same shit for everyone doing it, and it's highly successful for them. And the audiences, for some reason, find it very entertaining and satisfying, which is concerning. It's the perfect illustration of just how bad for the human attention span TikTok is. Like, this is some fucking embarrassing shit for the future generations here. Because this content, the NPC streams, is basically just resetting the human brain to default factory settings. It's making you devolve to baby brain. Watching this is like watching parents play peekaboo with their baby. Peekaboo? Peekaboo? And then the audience is like, every time. Every single time, even though it doesn't change. It's fucking wild.
Hello, I am AI.
Rebooting. System rebooting.
Thank you for your
GG. Thank you for the share.
Live.
Queen Slane. Hi, Zaza.
A couple of those were scrolled to a little too quickly to really recognize that they were NPC streams, but they were. Like, if you slow it down, like one of them that went by really quick, they did have the hair iron out with the kernel in it, popping individual popcorn, just like Pinky Doll does in the NPC streams. Everyone on TikTok is trying to get in on this infinite money glitch. And the content itself is legitimately just perpetual stimulation, jingling keys, making as much noise as possible, as often as possible. And it's working. You can see how effective it is, which is so fucking sad. Again, not for the people doing it here, because it's a free bag, and basically they just have to be the little clown honking their nose in order to make the children laugh by saying the same shit every single time for emojis that come through in the donations. I don't really get it. I'm not a fucking psychologist here, but if I was to spitball a guess, maybe this is like an audience of people that didn't get a lot of attention growing up, like their parents didn't play peekaboo with them, or Here Comes the Airplane with their vegetables, and seeing someone do something similar is kind of filling that missing piece in their soul, and that's why they keep coming back every single NPC stream and watching and donating to all of them. That would be my guess, but again, I can't really sit here and psychoanalyze every single spectator of this new sport and try and understand the inner machinations of their complex noodles out there. It's a little beyond my pay grade. I don't fully understand it, but I respect the people that are on the grind making a ton of money off of a wacky trend like this. I've also heard a lot of other people refer to this as an NPC fetish, which again could be true, maybe, I suppose. That there's maybe some merit to that claim, but I'm also not a fetish scientist, so I'm pretty in the dark on that one too. But regardless, one thing that's inarguable, it's extremely successful, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down. In fact, it's only growing in popularity. But again, I do think that its days are numbered. I don't think it's going to last that much longer, so anyone that's on the NPC trend, you gotta stick this shit out for as long as possible. Fucking grip it as hard as you can in order to just continue to squeeze it for a little extra juice. Also, I mentioned that it's not easy to do this because it's not. Like, it's super simple, but it's not easy. It's many hours of just repeating yourself forever. But what I am surprised I haven't seen more of, and maybe it's just because I don't watch the NPC streams, I only see what gets posted online for the frequency of it. What I'm surprised that more people aren't doing is just recording maybe like 15 minutes of you going through all of these emotes like, thank you, fire, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, all of that. Do that for maybe 10 minutes, and then just loop the video on a TikTok live stream. TikTok live streams are filled with fucking scams already. It's a fucking cesspool of scams. And one of the scams that people do is fake live streams where they just loop a video like that. I'm surprised people haven't been doing that for this trend, especially considering how easy it would be to do that. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be sitting there and recognizing like, oh, they didn't react to the roses. Oh my god, they didn't react to the dumbbell. Wait a minute, this is fake. And even if they did, what are they going to do about it? TikTok doesn't shut that shit down. They haven't shut down any of the scam streams, so I'm just surprised that that hasn't become more prevalent with this trend, but maybe it's just because I haven't been paying that much attention to the actual streams. Maybe this is super common and most people are faking it. That's very possible, I'm not sure. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because it is completely fucking out of control with how big this has become. That's about it. See ya. Why, hello there. This is one of the rare serious videos. Why? I just want to know why. This video I'd like to directly aim at any active TikTok power users over the age of 18. I simply just want to know why. What is the purpose of it all? What's your ulterior motive? For those of you who don't know, and I know none of you don't know, every single one of you fucking knows what TikTok is. Kids being born these days know TikTok before their fucking alphabet. It's the biggest thing on the planet. It's apparently worth like $600 billion. It's insane. It's fucking insane how big it is. But is it really? Jackson and I have been speculating, fucking tinfoil hatting it, and just really trying to wrap our heads around, can this actually be legitimate? I understand the appeal to a younger demographic. That I get, to a certain extent. I would never have used it when I was a kid. I don't see why younger people find it cool, but I understand that it's geared towards that demographic. But then you have, like, the people my age and older. You have fucking geriatrics patients doing the whip and nay to the I want to be Tracer, I'm already Genji, I'd butt fuck Diva, oh, Nerf Bastion. I just don't get it. I'm trying to understand. At 24, that's how old I am. 24 is not that old, but in 2018, it feels fucking ancient. I feel like a goddamn fossil. I already don't understand most of mainstream music. I don't get the appeal of listening to something that sounds like a highly distorted wet fart into a plastic trash can with some horrible lyricism thrown on it about, like, fucking flexing and staying lit. It's baffling. But TikTok is the biggest enigma of them all. I would sooner understand string theory and prove it before I understood the appeal of TikTok and the scale. I truly just don't understand it. I'm gonna go ahead and blast your assholes here with some fine TikTok trends real quick that I'm certain all of you have already seen, because thousands of YouTubers shit on them ad nauseum daily. It's the lowest hanging fruit on the internet. I'm not brave by asking the question or insulting TikTok, but someone's gotta fucking pose this directly to the people. You older generation that are making TikTok content, your TikTok queefs, why? You use the internet, you see the insults on YouTube, you don't make this shit ironically, it doesn't seem. Are you getting paid by TikTok to make this? I feel like you are. I feel like they're inflating their numbers by paying up-and-coming actors to overact this shit and try and get trends to catch on. That's just speculation. I can't prove that. Don't take me to court, TikTok. It's not slander. It's not libel.
Fingers in your ears and make the la-la sound.
Hit or miss, I guess they never miss, huh? You got a boyfriend, I bet he does he kiss ya. He go,
Baby, I'll be Tracer.
I'm already Tracer.
What about Widowmaker?
I'm already Widowmaker.
I'll be Bastion.
Nerf Bastion.
You're right, so Winston.
I wanna be Winston.
I guess I'll be Genji.
I'm already Genji.
Then I'll be McCree.
I already chose
That was inspiring, right? Makes you want to crank that soldier boy, hit the stanky leg, and have your father film it for that TikTok clout, don't it? I just don't understand it. The biggest thing that really confuses me and makes me skeptical of the entire platform is the numbers on them. Any TikTok page you click on is going to have millions of fans. Old Pop Wiggle Wiener down over there at his barn making fucking barnyard rodeo TikTok videos probably has like 10 million followers, and that's on the low end of the TikTok fame side. The sheer numbers on that platform are so unbelievable that I genuinely have a hard time believing them. It's incredible. Every video you click on, millions of likes, hundreds and thousands of comments that are typically just one emoji, the fire emoji. If you read the reviews on TikTok, there's some people pointing out fake reviews, and there's some really suspicious reviews on there that are just like, this is lit, fire. This is cool, fire, fire. This is amazing, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Mom left dad again, and I don't think she's coming back, but I have TikTok, exclamation point, fire. It's weird, it's fishy. It's a little bit odd how a brand new service, pretty much, is as big as it is. Every government in the world could collectively come together and say, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're giving away $10,000 for free to every single one of you citizens out there that download this specific app, the We Heart Government app, and that app would have less downloads than TikTok. I just don't get it. So I want this. Yeah, I don't know what I want from this. I don't know. No TikTok user is going to publicly talk about why they use TikTok, I don't think. Thank you, Tetra. No TikTok user is going to come out and say why they use it or how much they're being paid by TikTok to use it, because it's unethical. And that'd ruin the credibility of TikTok as a platform, so I understand why they won't. But I'm on to you, TikTok. I was the one that fucking discovered your shitty platform on YouTube. I was the one that started shitting on you. I am the patient zero of shitting on TikTok. Everyone else is simply just another victim of being exposed to the outbreak. But I was the one who dove in to your fungal infected cesspool of shit content and really weird predatory shit and shit on it first. That was me. And now I'm coming back to finish the rim job. I'm closing the book on it. So please, if you or a loved one or someone you know suffers from creating horrible TikTok content, please get help. Tell us why. Admit it. Please, just explain it to me. I have to understand. It's fucking 5 a.m. I don't even know why I bothered making this. Just fucking having cold sweats at 5 a.m. thinking about TikTok and its popularity and how I'm not cool because I don't use it, I guess. But I need to know. I have to understand. I just really can't fathom a universe where this generation is going to look back on TikTok 50 years from now fondly and be like, yeah, that was some good shit. That was TikTok before it took over the, global government. They used to be such a humble platform full of great things, and now they rule the earth. I just can't imagine people would ever think TikTok is as cool as it appears to be. It doesn't appear to be cool. That's not what I'm looking for. I just can't imagine that people actually unironically use TikTok for the most part, and that it's as big as it seems. I just don't fucking get it, man. It just makes no fucking sense to me. Alright, see ya. Another day, another awful TikTok challenge. The one we're talking about today is Devious Licks. And I actually think this is worse than the Tide Pod challenge, if you guys remember that, where kids were just eating Tide Pods and killing themselves or burning their stomachs. I actually think Devious Licks is worse than that, because at least Tide Pods, they're only hurting themselves. Devious Licks is just a massive inconvenience to everyone around them. So what is Devious Licks? It fucking sounds like a Harry Potter book, like Harry Potter and the Devious Licks. It sounds like a Death Grips album title. It's a really stupid name, but basically, it's a TikTok trend where kids in high school were going into their bathrooms and just stealing shit. So stealing soap dispensers, stealing entire sinks, stealing urinals, stealing the actual shitters themselves. There were actual kids just unscrewing the shitter, used poopied, pee-peed in toilet, stealing that and taking it with them to their house. I can only imagine the immeasurable disappointment the parents must feel when they find that hidden treasure their kid brought home, because it's gonna smell like asshole. It's a fucking toilet. So they walk in there and they see that their kid's not only a thief, but the dumbest thief on earth. They stole a useless biological hazard. You can't even sell the toilet. There's nothing you can do with it except just throw it away. Now, Devious Licks wasn't limited to just stealing. No. It was much more elaborate than that, because if you couldn't steal something from your bathroom, you just destroy everything. You go full caveman brain and just break everything and call it a Devious Lick. So that's basically the trend. And as it continued to grow, it transcended the quarantine zone of the high school bathroom. It went from the bathroom to just the school in general, so they started stealing things like sinks outside of the bathroom. They'd steal lockers. They'd steal cars. It basically was just vandalism at the school property. And this shit's been fucking wild. The only thing I've ever stolen from school is this little bad boy right here. And I had to go out of my way to find him, but I remember stealing this. It's a little snowman Pez dispenser. He's pretty playful. He's pretty cool. Not really a devious lick, but I felt bad about it ever since. I stole that from a teacher's desk, I remember, because I thought it was just kind of cool because there was Pez in it, and it was like, yeah, that's kind of nice. So I took it, and God, the guilt has been overwhelming ever since. I pray to God every night that he forgives me for the sin. Can only imagine what these heathens are going through. But anyway, this has become such a widespread thing that entire towns are going in lockdown at their schools, fucking sounding the emergency sirens like aliens have arrived. It's DEFCON red alert out here. Devious Licks is the boogeyman that's marched into town. So the way some of the schools are dealing with this is absolutely amazing. I read about a couple schools that just outright banned using the bathroom during school hours without an approved time for it. So they had to take a field trip to the bathroom, and if you have to go before that field trip time, you're just going to shit and piss in your britches. Those trousers are going to get soiled because they don't want to take the chance, because it got so bad at those schools that they just outright forbid using the bathroom outside of their designated field trip bathroom time. And then the more common one that I'm seeing is you are not allowed to use the bathroom without a school-approved chaperone to be there to make sure that you're not doing anything devious in there. These are high schoolers, mind you, and their brains have been rotted so drastically by TikTok that they're now not allowed to use the bathroom without a fucking bodyguard to monitor them, because they can't be trusted to behave themselves while tinkling. It's crazy. Now, I wanted to show you a few devious licks that I found on TikTok, but I didn't record them in time. TikTok has banned all devious licks and the accounts associated with most of them, so all of those are now just lost to the fucking cyberspace, the cyber shadow realm. So I'm just going to show you a short compilation from Know Your Meme that did like a few of the bigger ones that were viral on TikTok, so that way you can at least get an idea of what these looked like.
Licks refers to a trend where TikTokers steal school equipment and flaunt it like trophies for all of TikTok to see, with everything from soap dispensers to security cameras on the line. The trend began on September 6th when a TikToker posted a video pulling a hand sanitizer dispenser from a backpack alongside the text, "Only a month into school," and got this absolute devious lick, as if celebrating school's return with the steal. The video got high school and college kids around TikTok excited, and within days, users were going viral left and right, showing off their devious licks, aka stolen goods. Some examples include a full microscope, a computer, a functioning paper towel dispenser, and an entire fire alarm ripped right from the wall. Some have taken the trend outside school walls.
As the guy mentioned, it did go beyond schools. Kids started stealing shit from all over the place and just calling it a devious lick, like movie theaters, churches, and things like that. So it wasn't just limited to schools, but that was absolutely the bulk of it. And it's been in the headlines for the last couple of days because it has been a huge deal for a lot of schools. It causes a lot in damage, and it's a massive inconvenience to the entire class because you're missing fucking entire toilets, A, and B, your school now has to have designated pee-pee times. So you better hope that your bathroom schedule lines up with the school's now. So obviously these kids were pretty proud of the things they stole, so they weren't shy of showing their names and faces with a lot of the shit, which has of course led to a lot of kids getting expelled for it. Imagine getting expelled because you were competing in a TikTok challenge to steal your school's paper towels. Like, how pathetic. Now, the thing is, you don't make any money off this, so these kids were doing it just for this idea, this wet dream of clout. On TikTok, these accounts weren't making anything. You have to like sign up for a TikTok partner program, and even then I think it's like $1 per 10 million views, which these were not getting, by the way, except for a couple. So it's not like they were really making money from doing this. They got expelled for nothing and got laughed at online by everyone except the brainwashed douchebags that were cheering them on in the TikTok comments. So that like brief dopamine hit of, oh, look at these 10 likes on TikTok, was probably not worth getting expelled, but maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe I just haven't felt that true euphoric dopamine from a devious lick. You know, maybe that's what I'm missing. But yeah, a lot of these students have been expelled. They've been identified and publicly shamed in a lot of cases. So yeah, pretty rough, but they did it to themselves. It's a stupid fucking trend. It's really dumb. Somehow the bar keeps getting lower and lower for TikTok. Like, the second you think they hit rock bottom with the worst content ever, they find a way to break through that plateau and find something even more stupid and fucking awful. But yeah, I imagine now that TikTok has banned devious licks, it's going to die right then and there. Because obviously they were only doing this for attention online, and since they won't be able to get that fixed, they won't bother. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they were stealing from the bathroom just for the love of the sport. They just fucking loved collecting used urinals, you know? Like, hey, Charlie, don't you ever fucking say that again. I don't care about the TikTok clout. I stole this urinal because I fucking love to drink out of it. It's a great goblet. This is my new chalice. You know, I guess it's possible. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that love that shit. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Maybe a month from now, every bathroom near a high school will just be completely ransacked and dilapidated, and written in blood on the wall, it'll say devious licks. You know? Who knows? I imagine it's probably done now that it's banned, but we'll see. That's about it. See ya. A clout-obsessed goofball on TikTok just ate parasites for views. He turned his stomach into Coachella for tapeworms when he knowingly ate tapeworms out of a fish that he was filleting, which to the surprise of no one apparently gave him a very serious parasitic infection here. Who could have seen that coming? He was eating tapeworms out of the fish like it was popcorn. I'm exaggerating a little bit. He did try to cook it to make it a little safer, but then I'll get into it a bit deeper in a moment. I'm getting into spoilers here for the anime arc. But anyway, his name is Nick, and his insatiable appetite for great high-quality fish was eclipsed by his gluttony for TikTok attention. I learned about this from a YouTuber named Atozy, so I appreciate him shedding light on this story because I wouldn't have seen it otherwise. So let's just get into it. Actually, pump the brakes real quick, hold your horses. Sorry for the blue balls. In Atozy's video, he censors the part that shows the tapeworms because there's a lot of blood there, because obviously he's filleting a fish, so there's going to be blood. I don't know if you have to do that on YouTube, but I'm not going to for this. I feel if I don't show the tapeworms, then there's always going to be that question in the back of people's mind on, is it fake? Because most things on the internet are fake these days, but this one, I don't think is. It would be very impressive props here to have a fish with tapeworms that look like this.
Let's go fishing in the hurricane. I'm gonna be using a whopper flopper, which is a topwater lure. This guy's coming in at 13 inches and a quarter. He has some nice fillets on him. There's pulling all over the place. Realizing that he has tapeworms, so it's gonna be pretty tough to eat. I looked it up, and apparently if you cook the fish thoroughly, the tapeworm shouldn't affect you, but I can't say that I'm not experiencing problems after I ate it.
So everything was business as usual here. Nick is a big TikTok creator. He has over 6 million followers. And it was just a normal filleting of a fish until he saw the tapeworms. And then, oh boy howdy, he got some dollar signs in his eyes and he started to recognize that that is the gold right there. He just got the jackpot because now he had something that he could do that's a little different that would generate some views for him. Eat the tapeworms. Because for some reason, everyone's like so poisoned with content brain that even something that is detrimental to your health, like eating a tapeworm, is something that people think is a good idea because it'll get extra views with people pointing and laughing at you or calling you an idiot, and that's all that matters is if you're getting extra attention. So he does it.
This is the fillet I got. I seasoned it, threw it in the pan, and then presented it right next to the tapeworms, which was a mistake. Yo, low-key, like, the tapeworms add some flavor. They're pretty good. This might be TMI. It's been 2 days and I've not stopped going to the bathroom. I'm kind of afraid that I literally have tapeworms in my stomach. I've never gone to the bathroom this much in my life. I'm mildly concerned. If you know anything about this in the comments, please let me know because I'm kind of afraid that I have a parasite.
Hey Nick, I'm not a medical professional, but you ate tapeworms, so I'm going to say with a high level of confidence, you probably contracted a parasite. But, you know, I'm not highly educated when it comes to parasites. I'm just doing the old eyeball test here. Now, you can shit all over Nick like he's a public toilet seat. You can make fun of him for a lot of different things here for all the fuck-ups with eating the tapeworms, but one thing you can't hold against him, one thing you can't say he did wrong was his presentation. He has a talent for plating. I tell ya, that technique was flawless. The way he presented the fillet and the tapeworms was exquisite. That's something Gordon Ramsay would give his stamp of approval to. That was S-tier plating right there. It's just a shame that he was plating a tapeworm buffet.
Update on the tapeworms that I ate the other day. I went to the doctor and he said it is more than likely that I have tapeworm or some kind of parasite inside me. I'm going to the bathroom nonstop. My stomach is killing me. He prescribed me 3 different medications that are anti-parasitic. We've all seen that video of the bear that has like a 50-foot tapeworm coming out of his butt, and that literally could have been me if I didn't get to the doctor in time.
I've never seen that video, Nick. I don't even know why you'd assume that I'd see that video. I'm not looking up bear ass, and certainly not infected bear ass. But now that I've seen the clip, what a wacky one, huh? Jesus Christ. That tapeworm leaking out of its anus, that looks like it's just landed after skydiving. Like, it looks like the parachute strings when you're, like, walking away with your parachute bag and all that hanging out. That is a crazy tapeworm. Is that some kind of world record, or is that kind of normal? I don't really look into, you know, parasites all that often, shockingly.
The doctor didn't know what kind of worm it was, so he just like gave me all the different anti-parasitic things. Some of the worms cause seizure, muscle damage, and like you can lose your eyesight because the worms get in there. If there is any lesson you learned from this, it would be do not eat worms inside of a bath.
A lesson I didn't think anyone ever needed to be taught. I feel like that's just basic, common human knowledge that everyone would intrinsically be born with. The only reason you ate them is because your mind is so warped and rotted from all of this desire for more and more TikTok attention that for some reason you were able to justify putting your health at risk here. Now, interestingly, it only gets worse from here. So he went to the doctor, apparently got, you know, some medication to help combat the mystery worm inside of him, even though I don't think it's much of a mystery. If I was playing a game of Guess Who, I think I'd get this one on my first guess. I think the culprit is a tapeworm. I'll take the mask off of the villain here like it's Scooby-Doo. I think it's a tapeworm that you've contracted. Yeah, just a hunch. But anyway, he gets the medication. He's now got a plan of attack here to get himself feeling better. And then something very, very interesting happens. This video gets posted.
Update on the tapeworm situation with Nick. 7:30 this morning, Nick passed away at the Kaiser Hospital. I was with him over the last 24 hours and he wanted me to inform you guys on the situation. Nick was on antiparasitic medication and unfortunately it was not working. The worm spread to his eyes and brain. By the time we made it to the hospital, it was clear that Nick was not going to be able to make it.
That's when the really dramatic organ music comes in. Doom! So he didn't survive apparently. So this is a friend of his, I guess, announcing that he passed away from the tapeworms that he contracted from eating the fish. Much to the chagrin of his audience, who was very upset, saying things like, you know, fly high, Nick, you know, rest in peace, this and that. It's just a real sad situation to see someone go down this way.
Tomorrow Eternal Funeral Services is where we're going to be hosting something for Nick at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday. It is going to be an open casket. He wanted you to know. Hopefully you guys could all remember him fondly, and I'll be seeing you guys all at the service.
I apologize for the trauma I just gave you guys. I assure you I'm happy, I'm here, and I'm going to be making content for a very long time.
Oh my god, it's a miracle! He's not dead! Oh, we've been fooled! He played us like a fiddle. Wow! You know, just like Dino Spumoni, he faked his own death here with the ultimate goof. So, this is the cringiest shit ever. What's even wilder is the day before, or I don't know if it was exactly the day before, but the video before this, he actually had posted something about losing his brother, talking about the death of his brother here. And I think that one's being truthful. I don't think that one's also some kind of sick fucking twisted joke. So that's some psychopath shit to go from talking about the death of your brother into misleading your audience of children into thinking that you're dead. Now, no one watches the full video for things. Not on YouTube, not on TikTok. People don't even read past the headline on an article on Twitter before, you know, clicking off and already making up their mind about it. So not many people watch the whole video for when Nick came out of nowhere with a patriotic, heroic return. So most people just assume that the guy talking in the beginning here was being honest. You know, like they just took him at his word because they don't know any better. They're young kids on TikTok. It was also super weird that they just dropped a funeral service homepage and told people that there was a celebration of life, a funeral taking place there for Nick. And like I said, a lot of people didn't watch the whole video, so I'm curious if anyone actually showed up to that place expecting a service.
Don't cancel me, Nick made me do it.
The antiparasitic medication did work, guys. I am feeling a lot better. I am editing this video right now, and it is definitely the wildest publicity stunt I've ever done. I have officially faked my own death.
I made a joke about Dino Spumoni, which is a reference to Hey Arnold. It's a guy who actually did fake his own death. That's not what you did, though. You didn't fake your own death. All you did was just lie. Like for only like 20 seconds, too. You just had your friend come out and say that you were dead. It's not faking your own death. That's just like a really lazy, lame prank. Like, that's like the pranks I would do on April Fool's Day in middle school when I'd tell my friends Dragon Ball Z spoilers that weren't real. Like, it's just dumb. Like, it's not some clever, crafty plot that you've hatched, like some genius plan to fool everybody. I think there's a good chance the tapeworms weren't actually defeated, and his friend is right. The worms spread to his brain. Because you have to have brain worms to have come up with this idea. It's so fucking stupid and weird.
I'm really happy that you guys are holding me accountable for this because creators lying to their audiences is not cool, especially in the manner that I did. I was under the impression that because I was at the end of the video that it would wind up being taken as a lighthearted joke. I should have definitely seen that that was a super foolish take. It was just dumb.
Yeah, he followed it up with this apology video. His audience said, too much cringe, I'm out, lame joke, trash, goodbye. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm sorry. This was dumb. I don't know what I was thinking. It was stupid. You know, I can't tell you how effective it was. I'm not overly familiar with Nick outside of the tapeworms saga here. But yeah, I just wanted to cover this story because it's just a perfect example of how delusional people have become, that they will put their health at risk just for the sake of a couple extra views on TikTok, and then follow through with even stupider plans like pretending that you died for like 20 seconds, I guess for the sake of shock views or something. I don't really know, but it's just all very stupid. I want to talk about it. That's about it. So yeah. People recording the most embarrassing moments of their lives and then proudly posting it online has become an extremely common trend. I'm still not entirely sure if they do it out of pure delusion, thinking that they're in the right or it makes them look good, or if they do it knowing that they're going to be a punching bag and a spittoon for the internet to just make fun of and point and laugh at. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. I'm just happy to be brought along for the ride. They open up the door and they say, "Climb aboard, Charles. This train's bound for Cringe Town. Take your seat." So, I get to go on these pathetic journeys with our protagonists here, and today I've got a wacky one cooked up for you that I think probably a lot of you have seen, because apparently this went pretty viral on TikTok.
Whew. Let me just get the door for you.
Okay.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Our main character is upset because her date brought her to the Cheesecake Factory, and now she's refusing to get out of the car. Kind of like a toddler that refuses to get out of the car to go to school because they just don't want to go. She's just offended that he would dare take her to the Cheesecake Factory when that's not the most glamorous spot in the world.
Would you want me to open the door for you? Look. You're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory.
God, this just feels so sinister. The video opens with him being pretty sweet. He's like, "Oh, would you like me to get the door for you?" You know, like quintessential Disney chivalry, basically. You know, and he goes around the side to get the door, and that's when he's ambushed with the realization, like, "Oh, you're recording me." And she's doing this all, like, very proud of herself for it, as if she's somehow, you know, winning this whole exchange like it's some kind of competition. Like, he brought me to the Cheesecake Factory, so I'm gonna film and shame him for this in front of my whole audience. It's what he deserved. He commits the crime of taking me to the Cheesecake Factory, an unforgivable sin, because she believes it's beneath her. She's entitled to the highest end restaurant Bikini Bottom has to offer here. Not the Krusty Krab, not the Chum Bucket, but that one restaurant that takes place in the giant pirate ship. I forgot the name of it. And now that she's not there, she's having a tantrum and trying to put this guy on blast in front of her audience for it.
This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
I really just don't even understand what the problem is in the first place. At risk of sounding like an out-of-touch fool, what the fuck is wrong with the Cheesecake Factory? I know it's become like a little bit of a meme over the last year or so, but it's not some like dilapidated, rinky-dink stink establishment that just serves toxic sludge and shoelaces like some kind of barren wasteland of bad food service or anything. It's a fine restaurant. It's a fine chain. I've never had like a negative experience there or anything. It's also not super cheap, so it's not like he's, you know, taking her to the worst place he could possibly find via Yelp reviews or anything. Like, I've always enjoyed the Cheesecake Factory. You're not gonna go there and find glory holes in the bathroom stalls or anything. It's a decent spot. So, I mean, if this dude was trying to wine and dine me at the Cheesecake Factory, I might end up strangling his cock with my bussy. I would be appreciative. Like, it's not a bad restaurant. And at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter what restaurant or whatever the date takes place in, because you're not really going for the establishment itself. You're going for the company of the other person to get to know them and see if you're compatible or see if you can have fun together. At least that's how I envision dating should be. I don't think you're usually going there to just try and get like a good meal out of it. It's usually to try and experience something with somebody else and see how things go, if you hit it off or not.
When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted, so you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I
At the
went
Cheesecake
into this
Factory?
date as I expected.
While I appreciate the free tutorial on dating that she offers, I have to say, this lecture feels like some kind of monologue out of the climax of a romance anime. You're supposed to cherish, cover, protect her, keep her safe, wish her well. You're not going to the front lines of a fucking war zone. You're going to dinner. Like, what do you mean with all of this? It's not like he put you in harm's way. It's not like he like sat you down on landmines or something and played a game of chicken. Like he says, you're just going to dinner and he's done nothing wrong. You know, she's acting like she's the ADC in League of Legends and he's her support.
With the expectations for myself to keep you safe, you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
I, on the other hand, have certain expectations for a girl I go out with on the first date. I expect her to be respectful too.
That's totally reasonable. Expecting your date to be respectful. I think that's perfectly acceptable. This was extremely disrespectful from her. Not only to refuse to get out of the car because she didn't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory, but then to film this entire exchange blows my mind. How she couldn't process how bad she looks and how much she looks like an asshole here is beyond my comprehension. And I really think it just speaks to this main character syndrome that half of society is deluded with right now, where they're never in the wrong. It's all the props around them that are wrong. Now, there is another thing I want to mention. She doesn't have to go to the Cheesecake Factory just because her date brought her there. Like, let's say she treats the Cheesecake Factory like I do with Burger King. Hell on earth. You know, it's the worst place in the world. Maybe she hates the Cheesecake Factory as much as I hate James Corden, and she just really doesn't want to go. You can still handle this in a really appropriate adult manner by just simply saying something like, hey, look, I just don't like the Cheesecake Factory. I've never really enjoyed it. Is there any other restaurants we can go to tonight and that isn't here? And if not, maybe we can just reschedule and do something else some other time if that's okay. Like, you can still be super polite about it and have it be like a conversation with the other person as opposed to just whipping out your phone to try and dogpile and shame this person because they took you to a restaurant that you think is beneath you.
I mean, I feel like I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do as a woman.
But
I got myself all made
nothing
up.
wrong with the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Yes, there's a lot wrong with the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay, well, look at my planner, where we were gonna go originally.
I actually really wish she had dove into like all the problems with the Cheesecake Factory and just gave me her scathing review, because I'm trying to figure out what all she could hate so much about the place. But anyway, I skipped around a little bit here, but I'll fill in the blanks. The guy in the video is clearly starting to get very nervous because now not only is his date being directly disrespectful to him, but now he also has to talk to her audience. So he's like basically on trial right now, getting interrogated and getting pressed because he dared take his date to the Cheesecake Factory.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See,
I mean,
I'm waiting for a reservation.
We can still get to know each other. Isn't there another restaurant you can call that, like, you know, the equivalent to that? I mean,
I literally
you don't
said,
understand. Look at me. I cannot go in the Cheesecake Factory.
There's nothing wrong with
I will die.
Oh my god, her attitude is so infuriating. It's like someone wrote her as a character in a show that everyone is supposed to dislike. It's amazing that this is a real exchange. Now, again, I've cut quite a bit out here because it becomes mainly like a debate. Like, she's treating dating like it's a battle. So he tries to explain, like, look, things haven't been great for me in our experiences so far either. You were like over an hour late, you know, previously, and then you didn't want to like hold my arm or anything like that, didn't invite me in, so I was just getting the signals that maybe we're not at this point where we should be going to these super expensive restaurants together. We should get to know each other a little bit, you know, slower at places like the Cheesecake Factory, which I think is a fine thought process there. Like, okay, so we're not at the point where we're close enough or really getting to know each other enough that we should be going to these like really wild places. Let's start small. That's something more like the Cheesecake Factory. I think that makes a ton of sense. And here he says, like, look, this is where I think we could go at some point or could have gone. And she's like, nope, that's where we should have gone tonight. Call them now. And he's just like, no, I'm not doing that. So then she's saying, just call something else that's equivalently fancy. He's like, no, I'm not doing that either. Like, I can't believe that she still thinks this is a salvageable situation. This is completely ruined. This is kaput. You are not going to get dinner together tonight after this. You shouldn't be going to get dinner together after this. You have refused to get out of his car. You have decided to publicly try and humiliate him for something he didn't even really do wrong in the first place. why the fuck would he then go out of his way to go to like another wildly over-the-top restaurant or something like that? It's pure delusion.
So, respectfully, I'm gonna just drop you off at home.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah. How about?
So, you just want to call it a night? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't there some kind of compromise or something? Ladies, can you believe this?
I was actually shocked that he still drove her home and offered to take her and drop her off. I imagine a lot of people in this situation would have told her just, you know, get out and take an Uber home or something. So I do think this was a big W move from the guy here. He felt very disrespected because he obviously was. And he said, look, this is where the evening concludes. I'm just going to take you home. And somehow she has the gall to be surprised. Like, I don't understand how she would be shocked that he's just taking her back. You've insulted him, and you have publicly tried to shame him. Why in the fuck would he still try and, like, compromise to find, like, a dinner for you two that evening? So, that's kind of where the whole thing stops. I just don't understand why she would ever do this in the first place, and not only do this, but then post it. It's so wild to me. It's such a fascinating concept, because this is a truly embarrassing moment. You have filmed one of the worst dates I have ever seen. Well, I'm sure there's worse dates, but like one of the cringiest dates I've ever seen because of you, and you're the one that posted it. It's, I don't know, it's fucking awful. That's really about it. I just had to talk about it a little bit. That's it. So yeah. It's sad that society has been brainwashed into thinking that going to an Ivy League school is the ultimate goal for achievements. It'll set you up for success in life, when really, I think it's a bunch of hooey. Where you should be striving to attend is the prestigious institute known as Rizz Academy.
Excuse me. Have you seen my girlfriend? She looks like this.
Oh.
What you just saw right there is a woman's heart melting as our headmaster at Rizz Academy does some brilliant in-field work. Enrollment at Rizz Academy can help you find success like this, and who doesn't want that? And I'd never heard of Rizz Academy. Most of you know I'm a huge fan of absolutely awful pickup artistry, as it's called, and this is among some of the worst I've seen. The entire TikTok account is just like this. This woman looks like she's fearing for her life when the guy comes up to her. Almost every single video plays out like this. The women are either extremely uncomfortable or downright frightened. He's like a dementor. He comes up to them and just fucking sucks the soul out of them by trying these pickup lines.
Excuse me. Are you a typewriter? Are you a typewriter? No. Because you're just my type. Excuse me. Are you a typewriter?
No.
Because you're just my type.
You're funny.
He's just this miasma of cringe. This plague of awkwardness that swoops in. His line doesn't even make any sense. Are you a typewriter? Because you're just my type? Like, what in the hell? Like, the word type is in the name, sure, but it has nothing to do with being a typewriter or anything to do with that at all. That makes no sense. That's like me saying, hey, lady, are you a keyboard? Because you're the key to my heart. Or better yet, hey, excuse me, ma'am, are you a PlayStation? Because I want to take you down to the station and play. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, I'm gonna have to write you a ticket. Who said you can look this good in the premises? What's your name?
Krista.
Do you think I can get your phone number?
I have a girlfriend.
I have a goldfish.
Wee woo, wee woo. Watch out, ladies. Rizz patrols out and about. And he almost wrote her a ticket for being too good looking. And then, you know how that panned out. Not very well. Also, I have to love his comeback when she mentions that she has a girlfriend. His checkmating move is, I have a goldfish. Genius.
Hey, cutie.
Sorry.
Hi. I like your vibe. It's showing like adventurous. Do you know what this is?
Like a old telephone, I don't know.
Yeah, and the only thing, it's like it's not working because I don't have your phone number. You think I can get your phone number?
Oh my. There's a lot to break down here. So he comes at her like it's an ambush. Like, he's part of a sting operation. They're busting her. So, like, she doesn't even register that this was an attempt to, like, flirt immediately. So he walks up to her, like a random encounter in an MMO. It says, "Hey cutie," and she's just like, "Oh, sorry," thinking that she had gotten his way or something. So she tries to like dodge him, but then he like swoops back around. He's like, "Wait a minute, no, I like your vibe." And his use of props is actually extremely commendable. So we saw him with the clipboard when he was RPing his Rizz patrol. Now he's got like an old rotary phone out, which I don't know who told him that this is a good idea to be like using props and shit, turning into like a thespian troupe with trying to get numbers, but what do I know? This guy's the goddamn headmaster of the Rizz Academy. He is the one who knocks. So, you know, he's got his old phone. He tells her, "Hey, look, it doesn't work because your phone number's not in it. It's going to magically fix it." And you can just see the discomfort wash over her entire being. I just don't even see what the endgame here is with this strategy. Like, what the fuck do you expect to happen next? Like, oh, okay, I really want to fix that old phone, so I'll give you my phone number so you can input it into the rotary device and we can get it all squared away. It's like, it's like you can't even play along with this. There is nothing you can do here except be uncomfortable. There is no winning move here. The only winning move is not to play.
I think you're really cute and I like your vibe. It's showing like adventurous. Do you know what this is? No. It's like an old phone. The only thing it's like it's not working because it doesn't have your phone number in it.
Heavens to Betsy, just put the rotary phone away. Stop using it. It's not working. It will never work. Get rid of the rotary phone and get it out of your routine.
Excuse me. Do you watch Stranger Things?
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say it's the strangest thing because I don't have your phone number. Do you know what this is?
Well,
it's like an old phone. Yes, my phone. Do you think I can get your phone number?
I don't know. Why are you carrying that around? Is that cabinetry?
Get rid of the rotary phone, I'm begging you. Take a sledgehammer to it. Vanquish it. Don't do it again. And I am so tired of the lines he uses. It actually is making me upset from the outside looking in here. Do you watch Stranger Things? Because the strangest thing, I don't have your phone number. Stop it. Fucking stop it. These are stinkers. Like, I could come up with these forever, and none of them are good. Hey, excuse... I almost choked on that one. It's so bad. Excuse me, ma'am. Have you seen James Bond's License to Kill? Yeah? Well, I've got a license to kill that pussy. What's your number? Or, hey, you know my favorite movie's The Mummy? Well, I want to put a baby in you and make you the mommy. God, it's fine. Even just saying these makes me feel awful. The point is, it's a terrible format for your pickup lines here.
Excuse me. Do you watch Stranger Things?
Yes.
Because it's the strangest thing that I don't have your phone number.
Okay. Do you want it for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
5,000 no's, but it only takes one yes to make it all worth it. But he's done it. Somehow, the Stranger Things line gets him a number. Probably a fake number, but we'll take whatever small W's we can get out here. That's the Rizz Academy difference.
You don't need Halloween because you're a treat every day.
Aw, thank you.
Do you think I can get your Instagram?
I don't have Instagram.
Your phone number?
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Have a good one.
Have a great day, though.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. That was just a true combo of despair. An awful pickup line into just some brutally honest, no, you can't have my number. Not even bothering to feign an excuse, just, no, probably can't have my number, but have a good day.
Excuse me. If I get bit by a spider, I become Spider-Man. If you bite me, can I be your man?
That was a good line.
Stumbling, bumbling, and fumbling through your own Spider-Man pickup line is something special. Hats off to her for being such a trooper, telling him that it was a good line. Because god damn it was a beautiful line.
I like your backpack.
Thank you.
Do you like water?
Nope.
No, you don't like water?
This is the perfect finale here for the Rizz Academy. He goes up to this girl, compliments her backpack as a way of like easing in there to his pickup line, which is, do you like water? The expected answer is yes, and then he's supposed to say, that means you like 70% of me. He has a couple of TikToks where he used that line before to moderate success, I'll say. But he chose this girl here who was clearly not in the mood to play this game at all. So she immediately just shuts that shit down. Do you like water? Nope. And the guy picks up on it. At least he didn't like keep pressing. So he's like, okay, I'll pack it up and leave here. So at the very least, this guy doesn't like keep pushing. He just does his line and then lets the cards fall where they may. So I mean, yeah, that's the Rizz Academy for you, baby. Look forward to your enrollment. That's about it. See ya. I've said this many times over the last couple of years, but just like my high school basketball coach, you don't take me seriously. Every time I try to preach this gospel, you think I'm joking. I'm not. Wipe that smile off of your face, Buster. I am going to scream it once again with my whole chest. Cringe is the ultimate evil. It's the only unforgivable sin. Through the eyes of the internet, the ultimate crime is being cringe. So why am I talking about this? Well, it's because 2 videos have just gone viral for being cringy, and everyone has been dunking on them. The first one absolutely blew up, and it's become one of the most divisive videos I've seen hit the internet since the fucking Yanny and Laurel debate. It's this woman celebrating getting her pancakes by doing a little boogie. I have to mute the audio, so I'm just gonna beatbox for this. On Twitter, this video has well over 100 million views. This is the biggest tweet from it, saying we're all the person at the next table, and it's that woman in the background who's looking on confused and disgusted and annoyed about this. And the video has over 100 million on Twitter, but then an additional like 30 million or so on TikTok. And boy howdy, has this led to an unbelievably large and aggressive conversation. Mortal Kombat 1 came out, but the fatalities in this debate have been far more brutal than anything in that game. I tell you what, sports fans, this shit has been wacky. It's her pretending that she's super excited to get food, my hangriness leaving my body, and she's doing a little goofy TikTok dance. It's very artificial. It's not real. Like, is she actually having fun here? Who's to say? That's a secret between her and God. I have no idea if she's actually having fun, but it's clearly performative for TikTok updoots. She's looking for the internet likes. And it's not really bothering anyone because she's just doing it herself. The only one that's directly involved here is the staff that's bringing her the food, and she's subjecting them to cringe, which could be considered terrorism to a certain extent because cringe is it's a fucking weapon. I don't care what anyone says. Weaponized cringe is some of the most potent Geneva Convention violating warfare we have at our disposal. So yes, the staff is exposed to her like pretending that she's super excited to get food, so the staff brings it over and she starts dancing like a toddler here with her happy dance of food. And it's all fake, right? But she's not really bothering anyone. The girl at the other table is just looking on confused and annoyed, which is a very normal response I think most humans would have, because this is a very weird thing to do as an adult. A lot of people were extremely upset about this video. There was a lot of hostility both in people defending the action and those attacking it. Me personally, I don't like it. It does bother me. I've said this a million times. I think the current climate of things where everything needs to be a fucking song and dance that you put on for an online audience of TikTok people to give you attention is trash. Everyone competing for internet attention at all times and faking everything to get some likes on your posts, awful. So yeah, I don't like that. If I was in that restaurant, you wouldn't see me like flip over a table in anger or anything, but you would see me look over annoyed about it and maybe make fun of it a bit before moving on. But on the internet, cringe is a big deal, and it stays that way, and for some reason gets really aggressive and super deep, like almost philosophical to a certain point. In this case, with this video, she didn't really do herself any favors because she was arguing with everybody on TikTok, and she was getting really mean and nasty in some of the comments. But the point is, people respond to cringe very harshly. Now, there is a bigger talking point I want to get to, but in order to get there, I'd like to show you the other big video that blew up only about 2 days ago as of making this video.
Want to see the cringiest, most cuddly thing ever? This is called a love surge. And we do this when one of us has like so much love in our limbs that we can't contain it and feel like we're going to explode. So Sean is having a love surge right now, and he's going to wrap around me and shake with the electricity of love until I catch it too and start shaking, and then you explode with a love surge.
I feel so much better.
Don't you?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's the love surge.
So much love was just surged.
Sean's not wrong. There was a lot of love getting surged there. The cup runneth over on love. In fact, I think I started to feel some of the particles from that surge all the way over here. Nearly took out the power grid. Now, this also got really big on Twitter, and people fucking hated it. And they hated them for being cringy, which, as you can imagine, didn't feel super great for the woman in this video here who posted a follow-up.
A lot of the duets and stitches were really funny, and I laughed a lot. I can take a joke and I can laugh at myself. But then some of the comments got like, really, really mean. And they were like wishing that like someone cheated on each other, or wishing that like DV on me, or SA, or like to unalive myself. And I think like if the goal was to make me sad, you did it. You won.
She posts this video going over how all of the really mean comments made her feel, like the really personal ones wishing horrible things upon her and the family. And what really sucks is how unsurprising this is. The internet has become a place where you expect this. Anytime a video is posted, no matter what it is, if it's cringy, even if it's good, you already know there's going to be a large number of people that are going to hate it. And when people on the internet don't like something, they go to the biggest possible extreme to let you know their dislike of it, telling you to do the worst things ever and wish the worst things ever upon you. It's unfortunately very commonplace online. I remember when I first started posting on the internet, I had read somewhere a quote: when someone wears a mask, they show you their real face. So basically, it's not the most profound thing ever. When someone is anonymous, they show you their true colors. And most people aren't that nice. And so what happened here is, this was cringy, so people started being very not nice, and she posted this video hoping that maybe if you saw how it made her feel, that it would stop. And as you can probably guess, it only made it worse. The comments were saying things like, just need another love surge, or order up on that love surge to help. If there's one thing the internet hates more than cringe, it's weakness, vulnerability. If you show that something hurt you, that's the biggest possible trophy you can ever give to people online, because now they know they're getting to you and they will just keep that pressure coming. There was really nothing good that could have come from this video, but I do legitimately feel bad for her and Sean here, because their only crime was posting something cringy. I don't think they should have posted it to begin with, but that's once again just the product of everything being a competition to get internet attention. So they took a very personal thing with them being lovey-dovey and having this really quirky love surge thing they do, and they wanted to share it online, because everyone wants to share everything online all the time. And what happened here is it ended up being an awful experience. So let's tie this into what I want to talk about on a deeper level. Why cringe is literally the worst thing you can do online as a content creator, it feels like. Over the many, many years I've been online, I have seen some people do the worst things imaginable. And those people still have an audience and supporters, despite being a piece of shit that does horrible things. And then I've seen cases where someone does something a little too whimsical. They get a little too silly and it's embarrassing. And they lose a lot of supporters for it. More so than someone that is an actually awful person doing horrible things. And I guess it's honestly not even fair to say that it's just the internet that has no forgiveness for cringe, because one of the best examples of an entire career being unraveled from something being a little too goofy actually comes from 2004 and predates the modern internet as we know it. Howard Dean and the now infamous Dean Scream. Howard Dean was a very prominent political figure, and in 2004 was a presidential candidate. And his entire world got fucking blasted when he was doing a rally and got a little too excited. He was given a very passionate speech. He's like, we're going to Washington, we're going to Oregon, then we're going to my buddy Eric's place to eat some ice cream, and then we're looping back around, we're going back to Washington, and then Oregon. Byah! And that moment, that one silly little screech ruined his entire presidential run. and made him a laughingstock, all from just a droplet of cringe. I actually think he was a pioneer who was ahead of his time, because if he did that today, he'd be looked at as like an icon on TikTok, because that kind of shit's not cringy per se anymore. But anyway, the point I'm making here is, it might not even just be an internet-specific phenomenon, it might be like a human-specific thing, where we're just hardwired to dislike cringe, and always hold it against the person who made us feel the cringe. I don't really know. I'm getting scientific about something that has absolutely no basis in science. It's just something I've observed for pretty much my whole life, where some people will do what I consider to be unforgivable things. Like legitimately horrible, terrible, awful things. And yet, they still go on to have an extremely successful career. They have tons and tons of fans. Someone like Chris Brown. Chris Brown, I think, is a bad guy. A hot take. I think he's a bit of a jerk. He has a history of beating women. He beat Rihanna within an inch of her life, and yet, look at him today. He has probably more fans now than ever. Like, he just got nominated for an award at the VMAs a few days ago, and people were cheering, applauding, losing their minds over it, celebrating. Somehow, his fans stood beside him and still support him through all of that. Meanwhile, there have been many such cases of someone posting either an embarrassing video as a YouTuber, or having some embarrassing information leak, or something cringy come out, and their fans, like, abandon them. Just, like, straight up drop it, like, nope, I can't be seen here anymore. I don't know, it's just baffling to me. But yeah, now I'm starting to get a little lost in the rant here. Point is, with these two videos in particular, the people in them didn't do anything wrong. One of them wasn't even in public, and yet the response to it was extreme amounts of anger, which is always just interesting to me. And it's not like I'm innocent of it, like I'm super guilty of seeing some cringy things and being, surprised and even a little annoyed, even though I'm not directly involved for sure. But it's just fascinating to see like the level that people will take it to, and just the incredibly harsh response to something cringy. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's it. So yeah.
My husband and I have removed the bottoms of all of our shoes.
Has the world gone mad? Jumpin' Jehooshaphats, cutting the bottoms of your shoes off so you can walk around in the city streets barefoot and into businesses barefoot is absolute insanity. But that's TikTok for you, baby.
We decided to start walking barefoot, and one of our followers had a great idea. Since some businesses don't want us being completely barefoot, if we cut off the bottom of our shoes, it'll allow us to be barefoot but blend in with everyone else.
It's the perfect plan, the masters of disguise. Hats off to that follower there, shoes off to that follower there, who suggested this fucking stinker of an idea. The barefoot Batman giving them a symbol of hope here. Why not just cut the bottoms of your shoes off so you can walk around barefoot all the time? I bet they said it as a joke because it's the most outlandish suggestion they could think of, and these goobers bought into it hook, line, and sinker. No one will ever know that you're actually barefoot underneath the skeleton of your shoes. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, big business. Also, it's really comical to me that the husband is wearing socks in the house. So they walk around the city streets barefoot, but draw the line at walking around their own home barefoot. What, is your house dirtier than the fucking city streets? You don't trust your own house floors, but you trust the city streets that are covered in poop and all kinds of other bodily fluids and chemicals and yuckiness? But you get the heebie-jeebies thinking about walking around your own home barefoot. Ooh, I would never walk around here without protection on. I'm double layering my socks today, actually. Do you not clean your own floors or something? It makes no sense to me. That's so weird that they'll wear socks in their house, but not in public. They're just full-blown barefoot, letting it be raw.
This is a huge commitment, but we were willing to make it. These are our favorite shoes. Our shoe collection is worth more than $20,000. But this is a sacrifice we're willing to take because walking barefoot means the world to us.
Rest in peace, 20,000 bones. That's a lot of money to just flush down the shitter just to be able to secretly walk around barefoot. Far be it for me to question what people are passionate about, but why this? I'm a bit of a daredevil myself, a bit of a rebel. I like to walk around barefoot in the comfort of my own fucking home, where it makes sense to get my little hobbit stompers out and just roam around here. Why sacrifice 20 grand just to do it in secrecy? Like, you can't just wear shoes for a little bit. You have to be barefoot all the time. It's almost like a fetish at that point, it feels like. They can't help themselves. It's so weird to me because it's a dangerous thing to do. I remember back in college when my campus would do like shoe drives where we donate shoes. My roommates and I did it once, and we walked back barefoot, and my buddy cut his foot on a piece of broken glass and just gashed that shit open. Now, amplify that danger times 20x because you're just walking around the city streets barefoot. It just doesn't make sense. Plus, you're risking, of course, like disease, infection, and shit. Like, probably get like fucking hookworm and COVID, and those two mash together and form like COVID turbo strain or some shit. I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't compute. You can't just wear shoes for a little while. You have to just ruin 20 grand worth of shoes to be barefoot secretly because businesses don't want you barefoot inside there, which is a totally reasonable thing to not want because it's gross.
The benefits of walking barefoot are priceless, so now our shoes are worth more than money could ever be. So today we got to work and started removing the bottoms.
The benefits of walking around barefoot, huh? That had me scratching at my chinny chin chin, so I did a little research. There are some stated benefits of walking around barefoot. On grass, in nature, where again, that makes sense. Not dirty ass city streets that are covered in poop and in fucking grime and grease and filth. Or on like the floors of businesses, which again are going to be covered in all kinds of shit. The benefits of walking around barefoot are minimal at best, but there are some, and it's all in nature. Like in the forest, on the beach, like literally anywhere besides just contaminated city streets. This is just vile and disgusting. I bet if you brought out a Geiger counter and held it to this couple, that shit would blast off the charts. They're gonna need Radaway or something after a single trip to the grocery store while barefoot in these incognito boots.
We weren't sure if this was going to be easy or hard, and it ended up being pretty easy. We made little shelves where our toes are and our heels are. We made a little lip on the bottom of the shoe where our toenails will go so they can latch on, so we'll actually be able to hold on to the shoe while trying to walk without the bottom. And we did the same thing for our heels. The experience of cutting off the bottoms of our shoes was very freeing and detoxifying, just like walking barefoot is.
The word detoxify has completely lost all meaning. It's just a useless buzzword now. It's truly baffling how far we've fallen, but that's the beauty of brain rot. Yes, I start every morning with a dirt and urine smoothie while walking around barefoot to improve my connection to the earth and realign my chakras to detoxify my body. Absolute lunacy. You're not detoxifying anything by walking around dirty-ass city streets barefoot. You are actively toxifying yourself. If anything, there's all kinds of sewage and shit that spills onto the pavement that you're now just barefoot raw dogging. And even outside of that, you could step on like a small piece of metal or something, give yourself tetanus. Like, there's so much risk associated with this and no benefit whatsoever. What do you get? The ability to wiggle your toes a little bit in the open air on the pavement? Yippee! It's just so stupid, and they're trying to preach about it like it's a good thing, and this is supposed to be a tutorial for other barefoot enthusiasts. So that way you can go incognito while barefoot in businesses and on the city streets. Who would want that? Why?
So after we cut the bottoms off, we decided to try it out. So we went to our favorite store, Sephora, and as you know, they don't really like us in here without shoes. I needed to grab a few things for a trip we're going on. The experience was absolutely perfect.
I love the dichotomy between we walk around barefoot because it's good to detoxify and it's freeing and whatever, and then going right into Sephora, which has more chemicals than the goddamn plant Homer Simpson works at. Of course, I have no problem with Sephora whatsoever, but I just really would have thought a couple like this that's so desperate to be barefoot that they'll destroy a $20,000 shoe collection just to cut out the soles so they can be barefoot on the grossest surfaces possible would be really apprehensive about going to a store like Sephora, which has like a lot of really unnatural ingredients in a lot of their products. So it was just weird to me. And it starts to make me wonder if this is all just performative. Like, I feel as though there's a chance they don't actually walk around barefoot ever, and this was just for the sake of being quirky and unique on TikTok. And that's also helped by the fact that the dude was wearing socks in his house. If they really loved their bare tootsies out all the time, I bet he probably wouldn't even fucking own socks, let alone wear them in his own house. So I'm starting to think that they're just lying here and this is all just fake, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way, though, it's fucking gross.
The workers came up to us, they talked to us, they even complimented our shoes. I definitely recommend this if you're trying to go incognito barefoot. It's the perfect way to get all the benefits of going barefoot, but also have no one know.
It's also the perfect way to contract the disease if you're looking for a speedrun percentage, because I'm guaranteeing you're going to pick something up along the way here for this journey. What a great tutorial and what a wonderful lesson. I also love how effective this is. Just look at how top secret this is. As her entire foot pokes out the side of this destroyed shoe casing. The corpse of that shoe is just hanging on by a thread here as her whole foot is exposed. I'm sure nobody knew. I'm sure they were completely in the dark. Of course, the workers, I would imagine, probably saw this, especially because the sound their feet would be making slapping against the floor. Like, that's not the sound shoes make. I have no doubt they knew, but they probably just didn't want to deal with the headache of confronting people like this about it. Like, hey, excuse me, why are your dogs out underneath these shoes? We really would prefer if you came back later with shoes on. Can you please leave the store? They probably just didn't want to get into any kind of argument with people like this, so they just let it slide and were praying that they'd be in and out quickly for their stupid TikTok video. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because it was a wacky little thing that popped off on Twitter today. That's about it. So yeah. It's super common for TikTokers to treat fast food employees like props. They've been programmed by that app to believe that fast food employees are just NPCs there for their amusement and their clout. And it's very common when it comes to pranksters where they'll just go in there and harass them for some absolute garbage trash. However, there is one new TikTok superstar that's blossoming. A buddy of mine sent me this page earlier today. I'm guessing this guy's getting some steam going right now. He's kind of like the god emperor of the goof troop who's trying to use fast food employees as props, but in a positive way. A good deed, if you will.
You look hungry.
Okay.
Are you hungry?
Sure.
Pick any spot you want, we got you a free meal.
Alright. Like anywhere?
Anywhere.
Just give me a pink drink from Starbucks.
Just a pink drink?
Yep.
Alright, we'll be back.
Okay, bye.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's all the hype about the pink drink? I feel like everyone starts getting it.
I really was confused and I didn't know what to say, to be honest.
What a saint. A truly selfless act that you would read about in the Bible. This man is a hero, and luckily he recorded it so we can all suck his meat. Beautiful. It's just so wholesome. Tugging on your heartstrings. Oh, God, I'm about to fail the try not to cry challenge, man. It's just so moving and inspirational.
I just know you're hungry. Are you?
See, I'm fat. I'm always hungry.
No, not like that, but we're saying you pick any spot you want, we'll get you a free meal.
Yeah, so are you hungry? Yeah, I guess.
Pick any spot you want, we got you a free meal.
He comes at the workers so aggressively, too. I know you're hungry. Like, he has that car salesman won't take no for an answer type shit. You're going to accept this free meal, dag nabbit, or so help me God.
Look hungry.
I'm fine.
Are you sure? Because you can pick any spot you want, we'll get you a free meal.
Dude, I'm not doing that, man.
You don't want a free meal?
No, dude, what are you doing?
We're trying to get you a free meal.
I'm good, man.
Why are you acting like it's like we're just trying to help out the fast food workers? You're acting like we're like...
What?
We're just trying to help out the fast food workers. Why are you acting like we're like disrespecting you in this sense? You don't want a free meal? Maybe your coworker back there?
Are you recording?
Yeah, we're just trying to help out the fast food workers. Is that such a big deal, maybe?
No, are you gonna order anything?
No. We're just trying to help you guys out. We know how hard you guys work.
Oh, we're doing fine, thanks.
You disrespectful heathen, you dare decline the generosity of this benevolent gift that humanity's been given with this TikToker offering you a free meal? Are you out of your mind? I'll drop the sarcasm for a moment. I hate this. I think it's dog shit. But I will say at the very least, he's not like ruining anybody's day. Typically, douchebags on TikTok, when they start, going to fast food employees, they do things that are just like harassment, sometimes even assault, and just make their lives miserable for their content. At least this guy's not doing anything to that degree. He's just making it seem like he's doing something far more meaningful and helpful than it actually is, and then patting himself on the back really hard for it. So it's pretty cringe. Like, he's not even doing the standard YouTuber thing of going through the drive-thru and giving them like $100, which I'm sure when YouTubers do that, the person who gets it appreciates it. Yes, it's very self-serving to do that content, but at the very least, at least somebody got that money. Here, he's not even doing that. He's doing less than the bare minimum of like an almost good deed, where he's treating them like zoo animals that he is going out of his way to feed out of the kindness of his heart. I don't know why he can't recognize how patronizing and how belittling that is to these workers who are just going about their day making an honest living, and now this asshole pulls up here, jerking himself off about how wholesome this is about to be, where he traps them in the worst dialogue tree ever, makes an awkward conversation they can't escape from, where they have to engage with this brain-rotted, up-dude-obsessed asshole, and then eventually they just say, okay, I'll just take this milkshake from over there. just to shoo him away, like get him to scram. Almost every single person in his videos seems really uncomfortable with this, bothered, and eventually just cave in and say, okay, I'll take like a milkshake or something small. And then this guy goes and just spends $4 and brings it back, and that's a mission complete. Post it so that way everyone can applaud you for how nice of a guy you are for doing that, even though it's something that the employee didn't even want in the first place. And the guy you just saw in that clip wasn't playing ball with it. He wasn't going to indulge in this guy's savior complex or whatever the fuck he thinks he's parading around doing. So he was giving a hard, no, I'm fine, thanks. If you're not going to get anything, just leave. Just get the fuck out of here. And I can't believe this guy even posted this. He himself posted this TikTok, by the way. He starts being really disrespectful to the worker. And then in the caption to this TikTok, he said that there was something up with him. Like somehow that first worker's the bad guy for not accepting your generosity. Yeah, what a real nice guy you are. The second someone doesn't want you to feed them that they never asked for, all of a sudden, yeah, that guy must be like deranged or something. What a strange guy. Something up with him. Man, it's just so delusional.
Am I hungry?
Are you hungry?
Am I hungry?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Pick any spot you want, we'll get you a free meal.
I don't understand why.
We're just trying to help out the fast food workers.
No, the fuck you are not. You are solely trying to help out yourself by giving the illusion that you're doing something good. Now, again, credit where credit's due. At the very least, he's not going in there destroying the business and, you know, harassing or assaulting the workers like a lot of TikTok pranksters have done in the past. At the very least, he's not actively hurting them in any way, but it's not like he's actually doing anything helpful or overly positive either. He's still, once again, just treating them like they are beneath him, and he is doing them a favor by being there and using them for content. I imagine every employee in these videos would have much rather he had just ordered something and then been about his day. Just fucking leave, as opposed to having this side quest appear in front of them. Because it's food they didn't even want in the first place, and I would venture a guess, pretty much all of them that just, you know, reluctantly said, okay, I'll take a pink drink, never even drank it out of fear of something being wrong with it, like contaminated, because most people aren't going to be that trusting of a stranger who scoots in sideways, fucking filming them in a drive-thru and then offering a free meal or free drink.
Here you go.
Seriously?
Yeah. We got you a fried rice for the side of it too.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I actually can't look this up. You guys getting anything?
No, we just wanted to help you out.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys, I guess, have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, you too.
Pretty much every single video concludes with him explaining that he's doing this because he wants to help the fast food workers. Which, again, just sounds like a really belittling thing to say to someone who is actively working. Like, I'm here to help you because you need my help, clearly. Which is why I'm doing this out of the kindness of my soul. I'm helping you. And then every single worker that's showcased, when they do eventually just say, okay, I'll take it, and then he brings it, they just say like, okay, thanks, have a good rest of your night.
You didn't get anything, but I know you're hungry. Pick any spot you want.
I don't want to see that shit on the TikTok.
Oh, you don't want to be in there? Is it good? But you look hungry.
Huh?
You look hungry. Pick any spot you want, and we got you with a free meal on us.
Really?
A free meal, anywhere you want.
No.
No. Do you want a free meal?
No free meal.
Almost every single person in these videos says no, but then he just keeps pestering them over and over again, bothering them until eventually they give up and say, fine, I'll take this small meal or this small drink. The first person in this video didn't want any part of this garbage. Good for them. Even saying, don't want to be in this TikTok you're making, and then just shuts the window on him. And he still posts it. He still shamelessly posts that. And then the second group of fast food workers, the first person says no. Like just straight up, nope, don't want that. And then he like targets someone in the back saying, you want a free meal? You want a free meal? And then she comes up and is like, okay, no free meal, but I guess a drink. And then he goes and gets her a drink. Woohoo.
Are you hungry?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because you can pick any spot you want, we'll get you a free meal.
No, we work here, we eat for free.
No, anywhere, not just from here. It can be your favorite spot, like. Are you sure?
We're good.
Does she maybe want something back there? Would you like a free meal from any spot you want? Your favorite spot. What's your favorite spot to eat at?
Like from here?
No, from anywhere.
I don't know. I'm not from here. We live like an hour away.
What's your favorite spot though usually to eat?
I don't know. I've never been to Rocky Rococo.
It's a pizza place. You want something from there?
Sure.
What do you want?
Surprise me.
Surprise you?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back.
Okay.
Holy cannoli, just leave. They are both clearly not interested. They have said no, and he keeps prying, breaking her down until eventually she's like, okay, yeah, I guess that place you just said, yeah, you can get me something from there. Surprise me. She doesn't want it. You're not helping her. You're bothering them. You are bothering everyone you do this to. It just goes on and on and on. And a few of them have millions of views. So one of the fast food workers actually recognized him from this. Like, not actually recognized the guy, but when he said, "Are you hungry?" she immediately picked up on it, started giggling, saying, "Oh no, I saw this on TikTok, oh no," and just like uncomfortably laughing about it, and then still saying no. She doesn't want to participate in this. She doesn't want that free meal thing. And then eventually someone in the background, he gets on the hook to eventually, you know, say, all right, I'll take this meal. But even the people in the industry who recognize this don't want to take part in it because it's not actually helpful, and they're not actually asking for your help in the first place. They're not begging for you to come save them with a free milkshake. It's just silly, and you are obsessed with getting your little good boy points on TikTok by pretending that you're doing something hugely positive and just groundbreakingly kind. It's just fucking dumb. I had to talk about it. That's it. See ya. It doesn't matter what you believe for the origin of our species, whether we flopped out of the sea and began evolving on land, or if God made us, one thing remains true. There is something deep in our DNA that drives us to pursue the perfect prank. From the very first time a caveman grunted at his friend Krug to pull his finger, to the time that a YouTuber chased a man in a parking lot with a knife and got shot to death, there has always been this subconscious desire to find and execute the perfect prank. And friends, I'm happy to say we've reached the apotheosis. Our journey is complete thanks to one TikToker who has finally pulled it off. The perfect prank. The airport bomb threat prank. A classic, but one that's only ever been talked about as a myth. A what-if pie in the sky. Experts said it couldn't be done. But finally, thanks to the hard work of one brain-dead, broccoli-haired worm that looks like a side character out of the Jimmy Neutron show, it has been proven not only possible, but a viable strategy of going straight to jail and facing some potentially life-ruining problems in the future. One TikTok superstar prankster decided to risk it all for glory, and it has not gone unnoticed. This is like the 4-minute mile, but for dog shit pranks. New ground has been broken with this airport bomb threat prank. His technique was flawless, putting on a pair of Toys R Us spy glasses. So he put on his Ray-Ban built-in recording camera glasses, approached some officers, and told them that he didn't want any problems and that he had a bomb and a strap as well as Fent in his car. Of course, he didn't actually have anything dangerous. By looking at videos and pictures of this guy, I imagine he would puke at the sight of just a single ounce of weed. He seems like a very sensitive soul who's just doing his absolute best to stand out in the sea of dog shit on TikTok. And the easiest way to do that is through pranks like this. I use that word so generously here, loosey-goosey. It's not a prank. You're just committing a crime. That's most of what the prank community does on TikTok. It's actually just committing crimes, whether it's going into the back of, you know, fast food restaurants, bothering the employees, sometimes even just assaulting people, harassing people. That's kind of what flies as pranks, unfortunately.
Oh, my day is good. That's all. I'm drunk as shit. So. You see that little key over there? I was just drinking and driving.
You was drinking and driving?
Yeah, and I'm a threat.
You a threat to what?
Me, myself, and like everyone around me, basically. Like, I'm just generally like a threat. I'm drunk driving the key over there, and I actually have a fake ID. I have a strap on me.
You have a what?
A strap on me.
He does this particular style of prank pretty often where he just goes up to officers and talks about like drunk driving and having weapons, being on drugs, having drugs. It's a real hoot and a holler.
I have a white sedan over there. I am drunk and I'm driving. I just want to let you know that. And I am a threat.
Alright, do you mind providing me with your ID?
Got him! That idiot didn't know that this guy was just lying for TikTok views. Epic. He fucking got him super swag style, actually. So, he's done this a few times, but this is the first time he ever tried it with an airport bomb threat, and, well, let's just say justice is a dish best served with a side of ass. So he got arrested immediately, he'll likely be placed on a no-fly list, but he was released the following day after posting a $100,000 bond. Now, he didn't post that bond, that was 100% mommy and daddy's money coming to the rescue, protecting their sweet little boy. He didn't know any better. This goofball's still huffing Sharpies to get a little bit of a buzz. But his parents, you know, he can do no wrong. It must be some kind of mistake with the law. What, you mean you can't call in a bomb threat? I thought this was a free country. So they bailed him out, and he immediately posted on TikTok about how amazing life is and how he wants to spread positivity.
Life is good though. I want y'all to see that life is great. Your life is great too. Have a good time, man. Have some fun.
Oh, that tugs on your heartstrings. Spread love. While this guy's entire online presence is about bothering as many people as possible and making their lives a little more miserable for the sake of his TikTok clout. If you really wanted to spread a positive message, he should be talking about the beauty of goof juice and how you can get it at gamersupps.gg/moist, the best flavor ever made. But instead, I'm sure he's going to go right back to these kind of pranks that he's become known for.
What would you like?
Sand.
Sand?
You don't want it.
He's lying. Folks, it's my first day. No, I'm hella geek though. What are we doing? Whoa. You can't touch me.
Exploiting fast food workers. So positive, so strong, so brave. Yes, a beacon of love. What a hero. And I don't use that word lightly, but for someone like this, he's up there with firefighters, I think. A true prankster. Going there and just making all of the workers' lives a little bit worse because he's the main character, and we're all just NPCs, little props for him to use for his content. So, even though he regularly instigates different employees, especially the police, he's never done anything this stupid, his friend told them. And, well, he agreed. He's a big fucking idiot. He said he didn't realize the severity of what he was doing. Which I don't think is a good defense. I think there is a level where you are dangerously stupid that you should still be charged and thrown in jail because you are not fit for society. If you can't recognize that making a threat about blowing up an airport is a bad thing. He's currently facing a charge of threatening to use a weapon of mass destruction for an act of terrorism and could face a lengthy prison term if convicted. Fingers crossed. I'm praying that he faces a prison sentence because I really think pranksters like this need to be made an example out of because it is out of control. It is spiraled so far into lunacy. It's baffling. He's not the only one doing shit like this. This happens all the time with TikTok pranksters. And it's not just TikTok. I know there's YouTube pranksters that do similar shit. But there just needs to, at some point, be like a hard line in the sand where you just throw the book at one of these stupid assholes and hopefully it'll discourage copycats, because right now, a lot of people, especially someone like him, sees that there's a lot of TikTokers that blow up from just being an asshole that people throw tomatoes at and shoot spitballs at for these really degenerate pranks, and even though they're getting a ton of hate, it's growing their brand, and to them, it's worth it. So it ends up poisoning and inspiring others to follow that same path to success, and it leads to shit like this where they're just constantly pushing the boundaries. I referenced a case earlier where someone charged at someone in a parking lot and got shot to death. Well, only like a year ago, you might remember we talked about that prankster who was harassing a guy at a food court and also got shot. He managed to survive and still swore to continue doing pranks. I haven't checked in on him in a while because fuck that guy. But it's one of those things where even a bullet isn't stopping pranks. As long as they're not being punished by the law here, it seems like it's all just going to continue to get even more silly and stupid. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this douchebag a little bit. I have a sneaking suspicion he's not actually going to have this huge change of heart and start posting positive content, spreading love or anything. I think he's going to view this as a potential lightning rod to his career, where he's going to double down on this type of prank. But that's just my hunch. I'm no Nostradamus or anything. We'll see how it plays out. But Anyway, that's about it. So yeah. I've said this a few times and I'll say it again, we have truly reached the golden age of scams. I think people today are more susceptible to a bunch of hullabaloo nonsense than we have ever been in the history of our species. Even all the way back to like the medieval ages when people would peddle snake oil, just a bunch of nonsense like, here's a health potion, right? And it's just like, you know, river water mixed with a little dirt, and they sell that, and people are like, oh, it's working, you know, that kind of stuff. I think even the people back then were more privy to scams than they are today. People buy into actually anything at all, and then they subscribe to that belief forever. They refuse to acknowledge that they have been scammed because I guess maybe their pride stands in the way of it, or maybe they truly convince themselves that it's working. Today we have a very interesting one from a Instagram influencer or TikTok influencer, I'm not exactly sure, who's trying to convince her audience that optometrists are lying to you and that glasses are the devil. They're a scam. They don't work. In fact, you can heal bad eyesight through spiritual exercises as well as general exercises and something she calls eye yoga. That's going to fix your eyesight. She also thinks a lot of the reason that people have bad eyesight is because they believe they have bad eyesight. So if you just stop believing you have bad eyesight, all of a sudden you're going to be fucking 20/20 vision. And of course, rub some essential oils from her MLM multi-level marketing scam on your eyes twice a day, and you'll be seeing through people's clothes, basically. Your eyesight's going to be so good. You'll be able to see the future. It's a beautifully ridiculous scam that some people have truly bought into, which is very sad but not surprising in the current climate of the world. And there's a TikToker named Mallory's Thoughts who actually took her course in order to see this outlandish nonsense firsthand, and she reported it to the masses. And it's even more bizarre than I could have possibly envisioned. I don't care how many carrots you eat or how much eye yoga you do, your eyesight still won't be good enough to see this coming. It is so wacky. So huge thanks to Mallory's Thoughts for going to the seminar and conveying all the information to the rest of us. It's a beautiful disaster. Have I seen the Samantha Lotus MLM scam saying we don't need glasses? How optometrists scam you. The anti-glasses influencer who claims she can fix your eyesight but is slammed as harmful by experts. Well, that's just because they don't understand her methods.
What's the one thing that your optometrist doesn't want you to know about? The fact that you do not need glasses. That's right, you may have been told that you need glasses, but that's actually a lie.
I knew it.
There are mental, emotional, physical, and even spiritual reasons why you may not be seeing, and I'm here to tell you that that can be healed.
I love spiritual as one of the culprits. You haven't believed hard enough that you can see. Your faith in God has clouded your judgment. That's like actual Star Wars shit. That's why your eyes are so blurry.
If you want to learn more, read the comments. What's the one...
Does she expand on... What? I'd like to hear her methodology here. You've got me hooked. That's a huge scam. She told her Instagram followers she healed her own eyesight and is offering to teach others to heal the spiritual, emotional... Yeah. It incorporates positive psychology, CBT. How's cock and ball torture going to help? Psychoneuroendoimmunology, metaphysics, energetics, nutrition, and alternative natural medicine into her healing protocols. She broke down the Lotus course in a video and garnered 2.5 million views. Mallory, a popular TikToker.
I am happy to report that I paid $11 this morning to attend so that you didn't have to. Lotus,
thanks.
We are off to a great start here with a legal disclaimer saying I'm not a pharma doctor. And if anyone wants to explain to me what pharma doctor means, that'd be great.
Yeah, I can do that for you. She's not educated in any way, shape, or form. Like, she's just actually fucking stupid. That's the best I got for you. This is holistic education and empowerment purposes. Ah. So science, then.
So suggesting that you can't see 20/20 vision because you have unbalanced spirituality, because you have some sort of blockages. So, you know, it's like
chakra
all
blockages will do that to you.
We did a few eye health breaks, like eye stretching. She kept calling it eye yoga. It's pretty much the nicest
Can you
part
show
of
me
the
one?
whole thing. At this point, she suggested that.
Wait, what is eye yoga? I wonder. Hold on. Does she have any courses on that? Now I'm very interested. As an optometrist with a degree, I can tell that she is completely bullshitting. As a man who is not an optometrist, I can tell that she is completely bullshitting. I would hope most people will hear this and know that it's bullshit. We're reaching a point where people will believe anything and everything, but that's only if you do it as a counter to something. You can't lead with your craziness. It's only if you counter something with craziness where they're like, that's the truth. Because no one wants to trust anything. So Samantha, if you're here, let me give you some free advice on how you could have sold this on Twitter to the absolute lunatics there. If you had said, Big Pharma is trying to vax all of us and send us to these optometrists to keep glasses on us as a muzzle, here's the truth, you would have crushed it. You would have absolutely nailed it. But you didn't lean into that hard enough. Instead, you led with your lunacy. So now everyone shits on you. See, it's all about framing. You have to put an enemy, and you have to put yourself as the ally. And that's how you can sell anything.
Could in fact change your eye color through cellular cleansing and proper detoxification. At this point, we're about 30.
That's fantastic news. I've always wanted to have green eyes. Does she have any courses on that somewhere that still exist? Man, I need to pay $11 to go to this seminar. Mallory's hogging all of the secrets, the cheat codes. What kind of detox do I need for green eyes?
Says named best vision in the military. What the fuck does that mean? Where did that award come from?
It's a prestigious award. It's like in high school when you're like voted most likely to, be a football star, most likely to be a crack addict, whatever. Like, I'm sure the military does that, right? Best vision in the military award? Take a peek. It's probably a very prestigious list here. What the fuck? There's no Wikipedia page dedicated to this? The best eyesight? Come on. The Guinness Book doesn't have it. Yeah, I can't believe it. Why wouldn't the Guinness Book be on it? They'd love that.
Again, this you can't see because you just need to let go of the belief that you can't see. And she talked about how that's what I was saying. They're just a barrier between you and the rest of the world. And what are you hiding from? Then we said some affirmations together.
I've always said that's how you fix most things. You just gotta stop believing in it. If you don't believe in it, it's not real.
Says that you can use eye strengthening oils -Immortelle. I know that Samantha is a rep for doTERRA, sells essential oils under a multi-level marketing structure. And I have been waiting for her to mention it.
This goes very deep. I see. So, she has her own MLM scam. So that's what this is all about? Immortelle, Samantha Lotus. A doTERRA. So this is the grand scheme. Now all the puzzle pieces are coming together. While our products can be used to promote a healthier lifestyle and achieve certain wellness benefits, they cannot be used or marketed as capable of preventing, treating, or curing any disease or symptoms associated with a disease. So the doTERRA essential oils, the Immortelle and the Soluble, our top oil blend.
Immortelle is a doTERRA essential oil.
Mm-hmm.
And so now this whole masterclass is starting to make sense. It's a Trojan horse to pitch an MLM.
It's more than that. You're also paying for the Trojan horse. Very interesting strategy, actually, from Samantha. She's quite the pioneer.
And that bottle looks awfully familiar.
Oh, it's the Immortelle, yeah.
What this one looks like.
Saved his life.
Third line from the top, essential oils around the eyes 2 times a day.
I love this essential oil craze that we've come back to. I remember when I was a kid, my mom for a little while was really into the essential oil stuff, and then eventually she's like, wow, this is just bullshit. Because at some point you realize it doesn't do anything. Like, it doesn't even work as a placebo for anything. But somehow we're just ignoring all of that now. It's like, yeah, it's not working, but that's because I haven't done it for 50 fucking years straight. Then it'll start working. It's just people now just get so invested in these things because they don't want to be looked at as a fool. You should just cut your losses and realize you've wasted tons and tons of money on essential oils that don't do what they claim for a lot of these scams. I don't think there's anything inherently dangerous about them or anything, but they keep getting marketed as like these panacea, like elixirs that will cure everything if you just use essential oils. SamanthaLotus.com, Natural Solutions for ADHD, the Reality Hacking Podcast. Fortunately, the holistic health model offers a different explanation and more productive solution. Extensive scientific studies have shown that refined sugar, artificial sweeteners, and chemical food additives, as well as nutritional deficiencies, preservatives, and food allergies are all causes of ADHD. Additionally, other correlated causes are stress-related. Where's your solution? Cut out sugar? Come on. Oh, that is your solution. A diet rich in vegetables, quality health fats, organic lean protein, fruit, and whole foods is the key to a healthy brain. So that's how we beat ADHD, is a better diet. Thanks, Samantha. She solved it. ADHD has been defeated. I'm eating a donut. Well, enjoy contracting ADHD, swine. Should have listened to Samantha. What does it say? Ultimate co-creator? What does that mean? Is she God's assistant? What do you mean the ultimate co-creator? Am I reading that correctly? What a title. Ultimate co-creator. A time-space portal where some of the world's greatest leaders, seekers, and game changers come to achieve complete personal and professional mastery. Now, this is something she sells. Our leading-edge clients, tribe, are those relentless in the pursuit of excellence. They are different. Being at peak expression and experience is the drumbeat of our soul. We do not settle or accept mediocrity in any aspect of the human experience. We want the best because we are the best. We embody excellence. If you are here for human and planetary flourishing and are ready to step into the fullness of your power and share your message and medicine with the world, you are where you're meant to be. That said absolutely nothing. So what is it? Is this how you sign up to the MLM? Sacred money archetype. What the fuck is this? What class is that in Baldur's Gate? The sacred money archetype. I recognize you. You are here to make waves in the collective. You're at the leading edge of consciousness, bringing humanity forward in your own unique way. You light the way and pave the path, and yet this path isn't without pain. The constant inner urge to innovate, create, lead, expand, and evolve is all too often accompanied by the challenges of balancing health, relationships, happiness, and true lasting fulfillment and freedom. Thanks for recognizing me, Samantha. That means a lot. What an interesting rabbit hole. All because she doesn't believe in glasses and thinks optometrists are lying to you about glasses being real or necessary. Fear of the unknown is probably the most popular fear on the planet. I feel like most people are afraid of things they don't fully understand, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. And I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this, but I am fascinated and disturbed by a very popular branch of TikTok live streaming content that's blowing up right now. I'm like a dog when you get a vacuum cleaner out. I cower in fear because I really don't understand it. Now, TikTok live streams already have a reputation for being horrible. It's just an absolute wasteland. It's full of trash, more so than a landfill. I don't think there's ever even accidentally been a good TikTok live stream, except for the time a ton of people were illegally rebroadcasting the Super Bowl on there. Just going onto that platform to watch live streams is like going to an active war zone to tiptoe around landmines, but in this case, there's no safe spot to tiptoe. You always hit a landmine of fucking cringe.
Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Ooh. Ice cream so good. Yeah, strong woman. Balloon. Yeah, strong woman.
This is what we're here to talk about. This is some kind of NPC live streaming trend where TikTok creators go live and then just act like NPCs here. Someone really summed it up best by saying that this feels like someone canceling combos in a fighting game. She just keeps randomly emoting like if you're spamming taunts in Chivalry 2 or in like Super Smash Bros. Melee. Show me your moves. Oh, yeah, show me your moves. Show me your moves. I don't know how long she streams for, but it's gotta be fucking exhausting. It is non-stop jingling keys with no breaks. Because she's smart. She knows that on TikTok, kids leave if there's even a split second of dead air. Silence is the #1 enemy on TikTok. Silence is the devil. It's like the opposite of a quiet place where you have to be quiet to keep monsters away. This is the loud fucking doofusville platform where you have to be making as much noise as possible and stimulation out the wazoo or else people immediately turn it off. Which is why most popular videos have like 5 different tiny videos inside of them, like cutting soap in half with a knife, or the loud sounds of 5 trash cans being slammed together like cymbals while Temple Run's playing on the bottom right and GTA 5's on the top left. And she's come up with a more effective money-making strategy than free armor trimming in RuneScape. She is constantly acting out tips. So, people tip her, and she acts out the associated emoji with it, which incentivizes more people to keep tipping, which keeps supplying the stream with the NPC content.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, strong woman. Yes, strong woman. Slay, huh? Oh, take your gaps. I love you. Slay, huh? Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Yes, strong woman. Ugh. Fire. Butterfly. Beautiful. Okay. Fire. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Oh, where's my feet? Ooh. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Yes, popcorn. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Fire. Gang, gang, pop, amazing, ooh.
For those that don't know how it works, on TikTok, they're so quirky and raw XD random that instead of just donating to a creator on live, you tip them with like emojis. So you give them like some roses or a dragon or a galaxy or a lemon or some shit like that. And then the creator can take this random assortment of Microsoft clip art and then turn it into money. So that's what's happening here. She's getting these tips and then she's just doing a short little performance with the tips as like an NPC. And on TikTok, it seems like people are constantly tipping. It seems like one of people's favorite pastimes on TikTok lives is giving away all of the money they have to their name. Like, these kids are like 12 years old and just give their whole allowance to TikTok creators in order for an actual split second of acknowledgement. So here, she doesn't actually like acknowledge the donators. She just acknowledges the dumbbell, for example. And she'll do like a little performance when you tip a dumbbell. I don't know how much money that is. Fucking 5 glue bucks or something. I have no idea what the conversion rate in money to emote is on TikTok. But that's the whole strategy, and it's very effective. She's not the only one doing it, but she is the most popular right now. And she is engaging in a bit of whimsical silliness by having a hair iron out and popping individual popcorn kernels with it. So that's just another like piece of the puzzle here for keeping people hooked on it, because it's so weird and wacky that it makes it mysterious and mystical. Like, oh my god, she's cooking popcorn with a hair iron, kernel by kernel, slowly? Why, I gotta message my friends to turn off the Finger Family videos. We gotta get in here quickly. They gotta see this. She's cooking popcorn with a hair iron. There's nothing like it. You don't want to miss it. So it works out really well because it's a combination, a perfect storm, a geostorm for everything that works on TikTok. Perpetual stimulation while, being able to constantly spam the emotes and talking so there's never any silence, while also having that like XD random with the popcorn and hair iron, which is something that does very well on TikTok. So she's fucking crushing it. Now there's a lot of copycats doing it. So the big trend is a ton of TikTok creators like her doing this exact same performance, and they all do well, but she's by far the biggest. So they like move around, like they have idle animations. It's like you're on the Choose Your Fighter screen in Mortal Kombat, but for them, the only fatality they have is fucking cringe.
Yes, you got me feeling like a cowgirl. Let me read it, huh? Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Ice cream so good. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Yes, yes, yes. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Ice cream so good. Oh, take it, I am. You got me feeling like a queen, huh? Slay, huh? Slay, huh? Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Ice cream so good. Balloon. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Oh, what is that? Gang, gang. Balloon. Gang, gang. Gang, gang. Ice cream so good.
If this isn't evidence of people's brains devolving thanks to TikTok, I don't know what is. This is the purest example of what's happening with your brain on TikTok, where now all you need is just noise and you're entertained. Again, it's the same performance every time. She has a set list of how she responds to the emotes, and she doesn't deviate from it, and she very rarely breaks character. She only broke character one time over the last, 4 days I've seen this, and it was brief, very brief, actually just 5 seconds, and then right back into it. There's no interaction. There's nothing beyond just seeing the same emotes over and over again. It's like if you watched a 10-hour compilation of the same 5 Fortnite emotes repeated forever. and you keep tuning in every day and you're giving money to it in order to keep fueling the perpetual motion machine. Very smart on her end, but man, I don't get how she is like averaging 40,000 viewers all watching this same performance every fucking day. It's mind-blowing to me. It's baffling. Nothing but respect to the creators capitalizing off of this here, but nothing but shame for seeing the state that entertainment for young people is in. I was just talking about Skibbity Toilet yesterday, like actually applauding it by saying, finally, a piece of content I think is pretty solid in a sea of dog shit content for kids. There was finally something like a bright light at the end of the tunnel with Skibbity Toilet, finally something that looked like maybe good content still exists for kids. And then immediately I started jumping into this rabbit hole with the NPC live streams, and I'm right back to where I started, where I feel like every single kid is doomed to failure for the rest of their life thanks to their brain being rotted by TikTok. But anyway, just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I found it pretty interesting and obviously kind of goofy. So that's about it. See ya. On TikTok, you can convince anyone to do anything, and you don't even have to really try that hard. Right now, there's a man on TikTok fighting the good fight to try and convince people that urine is basically the cure to every ailment on the planet.
Now, this therapy is not right for everyone. It's very esoteric, and it takes a Jedi mind trick to get over your conditioning, your industrial age school system, your propaganda programming, etc.
This is urine therapy. I really love how therapy's lost all meaning and weight. You can kind of just slap that word on anything and people just believe in it off rip. I wouldn't be surprised if they start preaching about deep fried therapy on TikTok, where you go and jump into a deep fat fryer in order to give yourself like a golden crispy body armor, and it's supposed to like open your pores and make you immune to bullets or something ridiculous. But the evil programming that he's talking about here, that you have to Jedi mind trick Men in Black neuralizer out of your brain, is the common sense knowledge most people have to not drink piss, and certainly not use urine as a sunscreen, and definitely not using pee-pee as an anti-balding agent. It's not exactly propaganda programming that he's preaching it as. It's literally like common sense. It's pretty much basic human instinct.
Particular situation right here, this is aged urine. This is about 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, give or take. It's got that nice brown tint to it.
A vintage brew. Exquisite taste. No doubt fermented in an oak barrel while Mozart played in the facility while this was festering. So, it's got the nice brown tint to it that everyone loves their pee to look like, and he's very excited. This is a delicacy to this guy. The fucking urine utopia here. He's got everything he could ever need. A nice 6-month-old piss jar.
And then, of course, oof. Gnarly. Smells like ammonia. I don't always drink this, but the research that I've shown is it's good for parasites, it's good for your gut microbiome. It's gnarly, so it's going to have that element of power.
I don't always drink this, but when I do, I end up projectile vomiting in my toilet, and that's proof to me that it's detoxing my body and deparasiting me, obviously. The research I've read, none of which I cite and none of which actually exists with any real merit to it, all says that drinking piss is 2 thumbs way up. So I do it. Daily. I can't help but giggle at that belief that if something is so turbo shitty, it must actually be good for you. This is so gnarly, thus it has that element of power to it. No, goofball, you're drinking piss. The only power that has is to leave stains in a gas station toilet seat. That's it. It's not doing anything for you. Just because it's gross and gnarly doesn't mean that it's somehow carrying these, secret benefits underneath all the garbage. That's not how that works at all. And he keeps talking about it being like an ancient therapy. I will never understand why people want to go back to the ancient ways. People barely made it to adulthood back 5,000 years ago. Most people were dropping dead by 12 years old. It's not like the ancient civilizations had it figured out. Like, their techniques were the best ones. People live longer now and healthier now than they ever were back then. So I don't know why all of a sudden we're putting so much stock in the ancient ways.
So typically I use it topically. It's excellent for energy in the sun, boosts my testosterone. I just feel it in my muscles. It really gives me a lot of clarity and energy. But I have it open and we're talking about it. So of course we can drink a little bit and see what happens. The first thing that we get is it's very gnarly smelling. However, once it goes on your skin, when you get some sunlight on it, I like to ride my bike.
A great swig indeed. The exquisite flavor of pee. Scrumptious piss. Now, to be fair, it's probably not that much worse than just drinking a Miller Lite. But the thing is, at least Miller Lite's not preaching all of these ridiculous health benefits that he's about to drone on about, all of which are a bunch of fucking hooey. And then he starts lecturing about how he uses his 6-month-old piss as a lotion, like basically a sunscreen, and how it like helps make his muscles feel better and he gets like a pump out of it and all kinds of just nonsense gobbledygook.
Put it on my body, either lay out here at the pool or put it on my body and go out for a ride in my bike, even when it's 110, 115 degrees out here. I mean, I know how powerful this is for me. It's not the greatest tasting delicacy on the planet, but it's kind of like eating oysters or uni, sea urchin. I know it's good for me. It's loaded with minerals.
It's not good for you. Like, that's something that's reserved for a life or death situation where you need piss to survive. This isn't something that you just wake up and do as part of your daily morning routine. That is so outrageous. He just really thinks for some reason it's good for him because he let his fucking pee sit in a jar for 6 months and now is drinking it and using it as sunscreen. Now, he doesn't need to age his urine. He is fine just pissing and drinking it every morning like fresh urine. Right from the source, you know, ethically sourced pee from his cock. He's fine doing that. It's not necessarily the aging that he thinks makes it good for him. He just really thinks drinking urine and using urine in a variety of different ways is just like the best thing for you. Inexplicably. It's so ridiculous. And he talks about how he like puts it on his body and then goes for like a bike ride. My heart breaks for any unfortunate souls that happen to just be walking down the sidewalk when this guy rides by on his bike. I can't even imagine the smell. That must be unfathomable. Like having your senses assaulted by 15 dump trucks all unleashing that Methodist right to your nose. Like you could probably smell this guy coming from a mile away, wearing 6-month-old dried piss as a cologne as he's on his bike ride, his morning commute. Like that scene in SpongeBob with like taking the stink with him. It's crazy how awful that must be.
Cell salts, amino acids, stem cells, antigens, antibodies. But the way I like to use it ultimately is topically. So you put a little bit in your hand there, and then you just rub it on your skin. And so once it's out in the sun for a little while, it mixes with your own pheromones and it smells like perfume.
I highly fucking doubt that. I imagine you just smell like piss. Like the logic there makes no sense. He even opens that jar and says that it smells gnarly. So how would you take something that smells gnarly, put it on your body, and then all of a sudden it magically turns into something that's like perfume? That's the whimsy of urine therapy, I suppose, the magical mystique of it. He throws out a lot of buzzwords about the benefits that urine has with the antigens and the stem cells and all of that. And I decided to look into it. There's like some research about some of the stuff that is in urine, but none of it recommends ever consuming it or using it on your body in any way because at the end of the day, it's waste. It's literally just your body's waste. Yeah, it has some shit in it that is like, if you're dumb, like an actual Neanderthal brain sounds like it's gonna be good, like stem cells. But what you don't realize is it's not like you drinking that urine is somehow like blasting your whole body with stem cells from piss.
It's a little musky, if you will. And so this is what gives me excellent color. And I don't always practice this, but when I do, it makes me feel great. So I took some time to create some jars earlier last year. See me getting it on his legs. I like to get it in where my lymph nodes are. So in the creases of my elbows, behind my knees, on my ankles, where the sun hits me the most, my shoulders.
Now, of course, he's not the only enthusiast of pee-pee. There is an entire community of urine therapy cultists that swear by it. Like, they love this. Like, they really think they're becoming superhumans, beating every possible ailment ever just through piss. It's like the ultimate panacea to them. But that raises an important question. Why not poop? Why is it only reserved for urine? Why doesn't this extend to the butthole as well? Why is this guy not a shit-eating specialist? Why isn't he preaching the gospel about the hidden benefits of feces consumption? I'll tell you why. It's because they're all cowards. When you drink piss, you're not usually going to make yourself super sick from it or anything, so it's a little safer. But when you eat shit, you can make yourself sick. So they're just afraid. If you want my respect, you'll start eating poop as well. So this guy says he gets up most mornings and drinks some pee. Well, how about you drink that pee and wash that pee down with some poop? Then I'll be impressed. You tell me when this guy starts using poop as a sunscreen. Like, it's probably even better than urine in that respect. It's a little thicker so you can get like a nice good lather on it. Yeah, then I'll say maybe this guy's onto something. This whole fucking thing is so ridiculous. Like, it's so ridiculous that you can just make an argument for actually anything and have people believe it. Even drinking their own piss and using it as sunscreen.
I know people that wash their hair with it. They have gotten rid of some premature balding. It's used for all sorts of stuff. I don't make any claims. I just love it. And I've been using it for 20 years. And I love the way it makes my skin look and my muscles feel.
How in the fuck would urine on your scalp prevent premature balding? If anything, it would scare the follicles into submission even quicker. The follicles would kill themselves if they started getting drowned in piss. Like, that's such a ridiculous thing to say. And then he goes on to say that he's not making claims, even though this is exactly what you're doing. These are claims you're making. Like, that's exactly what's happening here.
So every morning I pee in a mason jar and I drink it. I put it in a neti pot and I clean my nose with it. If you want to age it, this is a 64-ounce wide mouth mason jar.
I don't really need the piss brewing tutorial, to be honest. It's pretty self-explanatory. Pee in a jar, let it sit for 6 months. Like, that, I think anyone in the world can follow that with no problems and no education required for that. Also, that's gotta be the worst breakfast of champions I've ever heard. Waking up every morning to piss in a jar and drink it. That's atrocious. What an awful start to the day. And then he says that he uses his pee in a neti pot to clean out his sinuses. That's galaxy brain. Brother, this isn't a therapy. You've got a fetish.
For tight muscles, pain, not making any claims whatsoever. I just experienced this and it feels amazing in the sun.
You pretty much get the idea. That's the whole pitch here on urine therapy. You convinced yet? I know I'm not. So, I just had to share this. I saw this earlier today, and it is just a baffling video and concept that he's talking about here. I had to talk about it. That's about it. See ya. I've told a lot of really embarrassing stories from my past. I'm not shy about it. I'm not afraid to spread my cheeks and let you all get deep in there into some really pathetic and shameful moments of my life. However, there's one moment, and it's really recent too, that has been so shameful I've debated making it public, because this is something I've talked about. I did something that I absolutely hate, but I did it for the sake of science. Not that that washes away the sin, and you'll see what I mean. It's TikTok. I've been shitting on TikTok for an extremely long time, before it was even born, back when it was still Musical.ly. I'm like the fucking T-1000 Terminator going back in time to kill John Connor before he was born. I did that with Musical.ly. I tried to fucking kill Musical.ly before it evolved into this even more deplorable platform called TikTok. And one thing I always make clear is that I think becoming famous on TikTok is the easiest shit in the world if you follow the main trends. And I still believe that, but when doing this experiment, my experiment was I was going to make a persona on TikTok and pursue the TikTok clout, climb my way to the top of the swamp, overthrow the greats like Charlie D'Amelio, so then I'd cement my place in next year's Super Bowl halftime performance, shaking my hairy ass right alongside Jennifer Lopez, all by just following and exactly copying what they do, what's popular on TikTok. But the problem was, it was too shameful and I fucking quit. I wasn't going to even share this story just because I didn't complete it and it's just so goddamn embarrassing. But another YouTuber did the exact same experiment I did, but did it much better. This is from Scott. He was more successful at it and he had a much better approach and committed harder than I did, so props to him for that. He chose much easier things to emulate. He chose, you know, the shit that's relatable, where you choose names at random and then people that have those names, you know, like your shit and it goes viral that way. I chose to directly copy Charlie D'Amelio, who's a dancer on TikTok that posts anywhere from 10 to 25 videos per day. Anytime she would do a dance, I would copy it exactly to the best of my ability, and my ability sucked some fat fucking asshole. My dogs probably could have done more impressive dance moves than I was able to muster. The only experience I have with dancing is in my high school years, where I used to try and learn to break dance and use it to impress girls, but it didn't work because I was so shitty at it. I just looked like a psychopath or some loose cannon that was missing his medication. So my dancing fucking sucked. It didn't take off for obvious reasons. But anyway, let me show you my TikTok. This is a tough pill to swallow, but yes, this is me, without any semblance of pride or shame. I came up with my alter ego Shade. I thought It's Shade here would be a hit with the younger demographic because the name is fucking raw, it's fucking dope. That shit just sounds lit for young people to say. Plus I also created a little mystery. I covered my face for the most part. I had a little beanie on and I had that, you know, bandana across my face. I thought the mystery would be great. You know, like the Masked Magician, you know, who's doing all these crazy tricks? Or Buckethead, the guitarist, who's shredding the guitar like a motherfucking angel? I thought that would be me on TikTok. And I think it could have been if I had chose something easier to emulate and, you know, didn't feel any semblance of remorse from doing this awful, awful, awful garbage. Now, I did this in mid-December of 2019, and my New Year's resolution for 2020 was just to give the fuck up on this experiment because it's so embarrassing. So I haven't done it in a long time now, and I only did it for like maybe a week-ish. But anyway, hope you got a box of tissues out. You're going to need those bad boys. Let's check out my first TikTok here from Shade.
It's really you.
Pretty good content, I would say. I did not freestyle that. That was directly ripped from how Charlie D'Amelio did it at the time. I even tried to emulate the same way they talk on TikTok, so I had a little caption, "There's so much more than meets the eye." You know, I mean, who doesn't like Transformers, right? You know what I fucking mean? That's some like pseudo-intellectual deep shit for like a 13-year-old that goes on Reddit sometimes. I thought maybe they'd read that and be like, wow, you're right. Maybe there is a lot more under that mask. Who is that? Could that be the legendary Dave Grohl? So anyway, I also used the hashtag So Misunderstood because it was popular at the time. It got 400 views, and doing absolutely nothing but copying. So really, the first dipping of my wiener tip here into the TikTok cesspool was pretty successful, I would say. It wasn't bad. It could have been better. I also did black and white for all of the videos to try and carve out my own little aesthetic for Shade, which I don't think did it any favors. I don't think people like anything at all that goes against the grain, so that was probably just a bit of a misstep on my part to make Shade a little more unique.
I don't wanna bop that beat. Hop up in the Jeep. Put a little bitch in drive. Fuck my 9 to 5. Disappear for weeks.
Yeah, those are the moves that'll make you want to kiss your mother just to thank her for giving birth to you so you could exist in a time period where I'm able to bust some ass like that. Yeah, for sure. Also, I should go ahead and say this. I apologize to all 20 of the Shade fans. I've played you like a fiddle. You had no idea you were simply numbers in a scientific experiment from a mastermind. Ha. You fools. Shade was made up all along. It was me. Fuck. It's so goddamn embarrassing. Even just going through this TikTok here is sad. Like, the amount of times I've debated with myself to delete it, but then I'm like, no, Charlie, you should come back to this at some point. Shade needs to ride again. And then, like the angel on my shoulder is like, no, Charlie, don't listen to the devil. You really don't want Shade to ride again. Nobody does. I mean, fucking Shade is like one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. If Shade's out here making TikToks, something has gone awry in the world.
I love you and I wish I never did. I swear to God, you stupid bitch. Copywritten in all my decisions, this is not supposed to be living. Turn myself down into a prison.
I still bear the scars from the Shade experiment. Like Scott in his video, each TikTok only took a matter of 30 seconds to a minute to make. It wasn't a whole lot of effort, and it wasn't a total failure given how many I made and how much I put into it. I can chalk up the lack of explosion and the reason why Shade wasn't number 1. I can chalk it up to 3 key components. Number 1, I chose something that I suck asshole at, dancing. I chose an area that I have not the smallest bumblebee's pubic hair's worth of skill in. So that was a huge turnoff for a lot of people, I imagine, who are used to like really fluid moves and shit, where I come in there like the fucking Tin Man trying to rock and rumble with the youngins, so that already was the wrong choice. Number 2, I didn't show my face. On TikTok, that's probably one of the biggest components. Everyone's face is there, and they're used to seeing that, so by covering it up, I feel like that only shot myself in the foot. There was no one else on the platform that I could see that had their shit covered. And number 3, and probably the most important now that I think about it, in fact, absolutely the most important, the number 1 thing that I fucked up on, I didn't stick my tongue out. That is the most important thing on TikTok. If you go to anyone's TikTok, any popular person's page, they're sticking their tongue out like they're performing cunnilingus on a ghost. It is all over the place, and it is fucking disturbing because it's like 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds doing these weird lip bites and tongue out kind of shit. It's fucking gross, but you are not going anywhere on TikTok if you're not willing to stick that tongue out. And I wasn't able to do that because that would require me taking off part of the costume, which I wasn't going to part with. Those were the main things that I feel I failed at with Shade. So I noticed that emulating the dances wasn't working, so I tried coming up with my own dances to maybe start a trend in a certain way.
Hard like 88, make a bitch levitate, baby face does bitch, I don't play patty cake, charms in the carrot cake, carrots in the patty face, cop a new coupe, no top, this is category. Coming out hard like 88, make a bitch levitate, baby face does bitch, I don't play patty cake, charms in the carrot cake, carrots.
Pretty exciting stuff. If Dancing with the Stars is in need of a new choreographer on set, I'm available for the right price. So what you saw there, I'll go ahead and break the moves down. You saw some body waves. You saw a little arm action going on there into a jerk, which is footstep moves into the SpongeBob walking on the beach, which was all the rage when I was in middle school. So I really thought the SpongeBob might be my ticket to the big leagues in TikTok. It wasn't, though. But I'll tell you what was. When I realized that wasn't working, I did some other really low effort trends, which also didn't work. But the number 1 thing that did work for me in my most viewed TikTok, magic tricks. I fucking called upon the spirit of Chris Angel and used some shit I learned from him on TikTok, and the fucking kids loved that. If any Hollywood celebrities are in need of a magician for a birthday party, I'm available for the right price. So that, while was more successful than the dancing, still wasn't quite what I was looking for. So I gave it one last ooh-rah with the most shameful video I ever made and decided to hang my hat up.
I miss my cocoa butter kisses, hope you smile when you listen. Ain't no competition, just competing for attention. Do you like?
And some real pitiful stuff, I know. That was Shade's last ooh-rah on TikTok, and let me tell you, I don't think he's coming out of retirement anytime soon. TikTok has confirmed, trying this experiment has confirmed everything I felt about TikTok. What a piece of shit. The amount of terrible content I looked through to just emulate these dances, because you click on a song and you see just fucking thousands and thousands, just awful, terrible, disturbing, gross, just shit, derivative shit. It's literally the same exact video and same dance moves repeated across thousands of accounts daily. And even Charli D'Amelio, in her 25 videos per day, will post the exact same dance, at 8 in the morning, and then post it again at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. The same dance, the same moves, the same song. Like, I don't really get it. And, I just don't think I ever really will. But, hey, we gave it a fucking try with Shade, and I feel I could have done it if only I'd committed harder. That's about it. So, yeah. The desperation for online attention on TikTok is a poison more potent than cyanide, but it doesn't kill you instantly. It's a long, drawn-out, painful, and embarrassing death. And today I want to talk about someone who's got a very severe terminal case of toxic clout goblin. It's a TikTok psychic named Ashley. You might have even heard of her by now because she's made a name for herself in the national headlines. She is a self-proclaimed TikTok clairvoyant who uses her psychic abilities to solve murders. And she recently took on the case of the University of Idaho killer who killed 4 students. The real killer was arrested, however, before Bryan Kohberger, the actual killer being accused here, the main suspect, was taken into custody. Ashley made a long series of videos accusing someone else named Rebecca Schofield of being the killer. It was based on nothing other than tarot card readings and Ashley's own gift of tapping into the universal consciousness. A YouTuber named Detozy recently made a great video covering some of her Unhinged videos, but there are so many more. She basically just made a fan fiction about this completely innocent lady named Rebecca and framed her as the killer, and even convinced some brain-rotted individuals on TikTok that she was correct and Rebecca was the real killer. And even though Bryan Kohberger's been taken in with a ton of evidence against him, she is doubling down saying that they got it wrong and that she was right, and that it's the authorities' incompetence that's letting Rebecca get away with it. It's disgusting, really. Like, it's straight up just fucking deplorable. And now Ashley, the psychic superstar, is being sued by Rebecca for all this shit. And rightfully so. She completely deserves to get slapped around in court for this kind of garbage. And I just wanted to go over some of this with you because I truly was blown away by what I was hearing from her. It's a really interesting look into just pure delusion. Ashley really thinks she's like Mob from Mob Psycho, like some kind of crazy, powerful, psychic, like, hero. But in reality, she's just dangerously dumb. And then accusing innocent people of horrible crimes.
TikTok psychic.
I'm sure he'll set the stage, but just in case anyone doesn't know, TikTok investigator made a claim that they found the University of Idaho murderer responsible for the death of those 4 students, and they said it was their professor. And when, asked about evidence, and the evidence they presented was tarot card readings, I believe. So, not the most bulletproof of investigations out there. But who's to go against tarot cards, right? You'd be a fool to bet against the tarot cards. But you know how that story played out? The actual killer was caught, thanks in part to a Reddit post that they made. And now I believe this lady is getting sued.
TikToker by the name of Ashley, she started creating some pretty unhinged TikToks claiming that she knew who was behind all of this. And this is with zero proof, just visions. So disclaimer here.
Hey, and look how far Raven got with those visions. I wouldn't be shitting on that so heavily if I were you. You never know what she might envision next.
Before I begin this Who is Rebecca Schofield series and her motives for the University of Idaho students, let's just dispel the rumors. No, I do not know Rebecca Schofield. I'm not connected to her in any kind of way. I'm not emotionally tied to her or any of the victims. I'm not connected to anyone. I have no reason to lie on her. No,
But then, you know what? Who am I to chime in so early? She's still going over the process. I'm sorry for the interruption.
I did not just see her picture and name on the University of Idaho history page and then automatically feel it was her. This is not a feeling. This is knowledge. I have no feeling.
Knowledge from where?
I did a reading when I saw Rebecca Schofield on the history department's page on Rebecca Schofield and her connection.
Pardon me, detective. wasn't one of the first things you said, I didn't just see her on this university page and start accusing her. And then immediately your process is, so I saw her on the university page and I decided to do a reading. Well then, this is quite watertight knowledge we're gathering here. Please continue to cook, I'm sorry.
Rebecca Schofield and Kaylee connected because she needed an advisor. She was about to graduate.
How does she know this?
She wanted advice on personal growth.
It's called fan fiction. Get with the times.
She needed resolution for anything or anyone that was getting in the way of her ability to graduate about her sexuality. During this time
What is
period,
that?
Rebecca Schofield.
Oh my god, this is so much longer than I expected. I thought she just did like a single tarot card reading. It's like, look at this. She pulled the murderer card. So that's how I know she's guilty. She's just going through an entirely made-up story of fucking nothing.
Schofield is in a dreamlike state. She's opened up that passion that she had suppressed for women that was now placed on Kaylee.
What?
She's explaining it like it's some random fanfic. There's fanfics written about me that are like have similar
about her desire for her, but also her desire for women and how she suppressed those desires because of tradition and societal viewpoints.
She wanted so badly to write the next 50 Shades of Grey, but wasn't able to actually find success on any of those erotic adult fan fiction sites. So instead she went to TikTok to try and do it, but she's using an actual case of murder. And then accusing a real person of being the murderer.
She said that she was so introspective that she lost her connection to her husband and that she needed to focus on her finding her truth in her.
Speaking of truth, I want to see a little bit more about the lawsuit first. This is far more wild than I expected. I thought for sure this was just going to be a quick cut and dry, hey, tip Fedora. I pulled out my tarot card readings today, and look who turned out to be a murderer. This lady. Case closed. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. But man, she went with like fucking 15-minute audio book of like a girl-on-girl sexual erotica. What was her name? Warlock Holmes. That's pretty good. I like that. Oh, here it is. Professor sues TikToker who accused her in University of Idaho murders. It's a defamation lawsuit. Here, let me just pull it up. I don't know why I'm just going to read it to you like it's story time. Has she not said anything like public? Hold on, let me go to her TikTok. Is she doubling down? How old is this? This is 6 days ago. She's in here. She's still going. Rebecca Schofield, not the murderer, by the way. Just a completely random person she did a tarot card reading on. Rebecca Schofield's Alibi, Part 2. Murder of 4 University of Idaho students. This would still be after they caught the real murderer. And she's still going.
It seems to be an impossible task set before me.
Because it is. You did a tarot card reading. It is an impossible task. This is after they caught the murderer, though.
It was fresh, you know, and I laughed at it. Didn't take it too seriously. But they keep saying the same thing because they lack creativity. They lack spirit. So they don't have the creative mind to say something different.
You accused an innocent elderly woman of being a murderer. What do you mean creativity and having fun with actual dead college kids and trying to pin it all on just some lady? Oh my god, what the fuck? The lack of remorse. The lack of shame.
So I'll wait till I post just to say the same thing over and over. It's demonic, and it should be embarrassing. That's why a lot of them have fake pages. They're embarrassed to do it on their own page.
I will give her something. The lack of shame is refreshing. She's putting her whole face in here, saying it with her whole chest, being blatantly wrong. I appreciate that. That is nice to see. At this point, it's obvious. Rebecca Schofield silenced Kaylee through her ex. She wanted to silence me, so she contacted my ex. She needs like a legitimate psychiatric evaluation. This is like dangerously stupid. Holy shit, this is actually nuts. I thought for sure she'd be like, oh, it looks like I may have been wrong. The tarot cards were off. Like, try and save some face. But she's just doubling down on it.
Wants to be with Kaylee. She had a deep desire for her. It feels like love. Infatuation.
I understand why this Rebecca Schofield person is suing her, because this is just insane.
We're satisfied physically. And
no, like actually true. I totally get it.
Imagine you're a professor.
To make sure he had plenty of resources so that he can accurately put the energy in to manifest his dreams and his best life. She said his dreams are worthy of living. She said that he wasn't too old to learn and that his
this is like a
talents
plot
have
to
yet
an
be
anime.
discovered. She didn't ask.
And then he learned to do the Kamehameha wave. And then he trained on King Kai's planet.
I haven't been sued, so that's why some demand letters you take serious.
Man, it's looking a lot like Christmas over there.
Wrong. But the ones that
The
are used
lawsuits
as a
are
scare
coming.
tactic,
Yeah, that video aged very poorly.
I think that's how y'all want me to feel about a measly ass $75,000 lawsuit that I'm gonna win.
That's such a good filter. I thought it was real at first. That filter gets me every time. I love that fucking filter. Though, I mean, $75,000 lawsuit's not great. Like you don't have to pretend. I know that hurts. That hurts anyone. That's a lot of fucking money. I don't know why we're like posturing here. That shit hurts.
Oh my god. Discovering things about her. Because now everything I find out about her crime she committed of ordering of the 4 University of Idaho students, I have to save it.
You don't have to save it. There's no point in saving it. Just say whatever you have now, because it's gonna come out in court anyway. So, oh my goodness.
I really
don't
hope
think
this
she
is a
has
public
anything,
trial.
because you're really
Holy
sitting
shit,
on
I
so
need
much
to see
information
that.
from what, a tarot card reading? Oh my god.
Like, I have physical evidence against Rebecca Schofield that validates everything that I've said about her, but I can't speak on it now because
I would love to see the physical evidence she has to confirm that Rebecca Schofield was trying to get into a romantic relationship with Kaylee and that Rebecca Schofield was struggling with her own internalized lesbianism and all of that wild shit. And then talking about like how she had plans to leave her husband in order to spend the rest of her life with Kaylee and then having to hire an assassin to take her out. I would love to see the physical evidence she had for those claims. Oh, true, the tarot cards. That doesn't lie. That's a good point. I didn't even think about the tarot cards. That is going to be a crucial piece of evidence. She has an alt account, Ashley is God in the flesh, and she posts there frequently, updated 3 hours ago and said the investigators are wrong and she did the right thing using her gift for right reasons. Oh, yeah, good, there's still more. Ashley is God in the flesh, huh? That's like a major sin, by the way. She seems to be very religious. To claim that you are God is like a major no-no. It's like she never even read the Bible or knows anything about it for some reason. God fucking smited an entire town for making that golden statue of whatever it was.
Then they took the bait with Brian Kohlberger. Brian Kohlberger he didn't make the smartest decision regarding the murders, but he didn't commit the murders. So the people that they should have been arresting is Rebecca Schofield and Jack DeCour. So stop blaming me for other people's ignorance, incompetence, or negligence. Y'all.
That's amazing. Holy Lord. What in the world? What a load of horseradish. This is fascinating. I also want to keep up with some of the commenters. They know what's up. That's why they issued the gag orders. Not to mention Brian is 100% sure to be exonerated. I want to keep up with every commenter as well and see what happens when it turns out Brian is most likely the murderer. I hope, Rebecca, if you're watching, I hope you will make the trial with Ashley live streamed. That would be one of the most entertaining fucking things, because I know Ashley's going to represent herself. Absolutely. She's going to bring the tarot cards. She's going to bring some incense. Maybe a Ouija board. 100%. She's going to be like, watch this. I'm going to prove that it's Rebecca. I'm going to communicate with the dead students on my Ouija board. I have no doubt she would. Oh my god. Maybe Ashley does have spiritual powers. Holy Lord. Oh, I'm under a psychic attack. One of my little Warframe figurines fell over. Okay, never mind. Ashley's powerful. I take it back. Holy shit. She's got gifts no mortal was meant to wield. How are you jump scared easily? I'm not at all. I didn't expect an entire fucking Warframe figurine to fall over. What the fuck do you mean? That's like the exact opposite of being jump scared easily. It was a loud noise. Could you not hear it on stream? She's got this shungite now. Oh no. Her staff of shungite. She has a whole blog on her website of her solving the case. No way. So she calls herself clairvoyant, saying she's blessed with the ability to access and interpret information from the universal consciousness. Huh. I use my ability to help solve mysteries and see beyond the surface of people, places, and things. Oh, you're right. Yeah, here's an entire blog. Solving the mystery of the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students. She's been tracking this whole thing. This is just horrible. Because it's real people that she's accusing of being the murderers. I'm a huge fan of internet weirdos that post content online. I get really excited when I find a new entertaining goofball. And over the years, I've kind of made this collection in my little noodle up here, like a little mental museum of my favorite internet oddities. And I'll sometimes just get the urge to see how they're doing. So I'll go to their content, put their sack in my hand and tell them to cough, to give them a checkup, just to see what's going on and have a little laugh. And recently I was made aware of one of the most bafflingly delusional content creators I've seen in quite some time, which is a TikTok psychic named Ashley. I made a video on her going over her whole situation. I'll break it down just in case you don't know who this is. Ashley is a self-proclaimed clairvoyant psychic who tries to solve real-world mysteries. She uses less reasoning than Scooby-Doo does in the cartoon. Like, she doesn't even bother actually investigating. She just makes up fan fiction that she pulls out of her ass and then tries to portray it as the truth. So she recently made like 100-something TikTok videos accusing a woman named Rebecca Schofield of being the person responsible for the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. This is a complete baseless claim. She used tarot card readings as well as her own patented method of tapping into the universal consciousness, surfing the cosmic vibes of astrology or whatever, and accusing Rebecca Schofield relentlessly of being the murderer. She's now being sued for this because, as it turns out, Rebecca Schofield is completely innocent. It seems Ashley is going to need to spend a little more time mastering the avatar state to get the proper information, because here's the main suspect, Bryan Kohberger. Now, even if it somehow turns out by a crazy plot twist it's not Bryan, even though there is a ton of fucking evidence behind it being him, it is still 100% not Rebecca Schofield, as Ashley has claimed hundreds of times now. Now, you would assume that a rational person, after being sued for defamation for accusing an innocent woman of being a murderer, and the most likely real murderer being arrested, you'd think that she'd then be like, yep, looks like I was wrong. This is a big boo-boo from me here. Sorry about all that. The natural next step would be apologizing and trying to move on from it, backpedaling like, looks like I made a mistake. The spirit realm was, the Wi-Fi signals were blocking it and I didn't have my shungite around me. But in the case of Ashley, you'd be wrong, because she commits even further to the delusion, and even after the threat of being slapped around legally, she is still maintaining that she's correct and everyone else is wrong. I'd like to show you some of these TikToks, and I already did talk about some of these in the last video I made, but I actually want to bring this out to a bigger topic. And that's people's inability to accept responsibility even when faced with the absolute truth. People are so afraid of being wrong that they will just do the most unrealistic mental gymnastics that you couldn't even write in a fucking cartoon in order to justify how they're still correct and they're not wrong. I've seen this all over Twitter. When someone gets dunked on Twitter, like they get provably dunked on with facts, logic, evidence, they still will discredit it or come up with some reason that evidence, the facts, the proven truth is wrong and they are right. It's this weird defense mechanism that's so infuriating. You see it all the time with flat earthers. How many times have flat earthers proven with their own experiments that the world is round, and yet they still decide to believe that it's flat? It's people still just wanting to feel special. And it doesn't matter what you bring to them, no matter how bulletproof the evidence or the truth is, they'll just decide not to care. They'll just go back to that belief that makes them feel like they're above everyone else and their intelligence is unrivaled. It really grinds my asshole, like, chafes the fuck out of it. I went on Ashley's TikTok today because I thought it'd be fun just to have a little giggle. But as I watched her videos, that smile quickly turned to a frown, and I just got so frustrated listening to her try and justify how she's still right.
Also, let's pay attention to the statement the University of Idaho gave regarding the lawsuit that Rebecca Schofield has against me, but also the accusations that I made that she was the one who ordered and who is responsible for the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students. It says, while this lawsuit is a private matter, U of I does not condone spreading false information and find this particular allegation to be one of the worst we have seen.
That sounds reasonable. Straight and to the point. This is false information and some of the worst we've ever seen. Also, the fan fiction she's writing is absolute garbage and fucking trash. She should stop trying to write these erotic novels that she's cooking up here and trying to pass it off as real evidence in a legitimate murder where 4 students lost their lives. She's trying to capitalize off the death of these 4 students with her for her own clout. So there was a lot more they could have said to really just, drive the nail in, but they made a very generic boilerplate response that still just kind of covers this, like, the whole situation.
They've made it clear that they do not condone the spreading of false information. That's one. And for this one, they believe that the allegations I've made is the worst they've seen. Let's pay attention to what they didn't say, which is they didn't say that they agree that Rebecca Schofield didn't know these students. They didn't say that they agree that she didn't teach these students. And they didn't say that they agree that she didn't advise or mentor any of these students. This statement is carefully written, just in case she's guilty.
Getting your arm caught in an escalator and having it crushed to fucking pieces in front of you would be less painful and less traumatizing than listening to her speak about this situation. I don't even know where to begin. Let's start with the obvious. What the fuck are you even trying to say? Here's their statement. But here's what's suspiciously absent from their statement. This is some stupid shit a 4-year-old would cook up in their head. You can actually make this argument for every statement ever. For example, with your own TikToks, you have not once said that you aren't the murderer. Should I start suspecting you as a culprit in this case, as one of the chief suspects? You've made hundreds of TikToks, and I don't think you've mentioned being innocent here. Where were you on the night of the murders, Ashley? It's very odd that you've chosen not to proclaim your innocence or mention where you were on the night of the murders. Now I'm starting to, furrow my brow a bit here and wonder, what's going on behind the scenes, Ashley? Why hasn't that been part of any of your statements? Peculiar, isn't it? They didn't address any of the brain dead shit that you said in this TikTok in their statement because they didn't fucking need to. It's already been proven by law enforcement that you're just wrong on every single goddamn claim.
It's a lot of people on YouTube, on the news and articles, the comments, TikTok videos, whatever. When the truth comes out and you see that I'm right, I just want you guys to leave that stuff up and stand on what you said. Don't delete it and try to bandwagon. Stand on it.
Your arrogance makes me want to cry. Ashley, if anything comes out that's even remotely adjacent to you making a claim that's almost grounded in reality, I will actually shit my fucking pants. Of course I will keep it all up. For those that don't know, a bulk of her claims were about Rebecca Schofield and her internalized lesbianism, where she was an advisor or a mentor to one of the students and she fell in love with her, but this conflicted with her traditional values, and then the student, she was kind of old, and then, but what about Rebecca's husband? And she just made like a 50 Shades of Grey novel around real murders and blaming a real innocent lady for all of it. And not only her, she also throws another real person under the bus as a potential murderer here, talking about how they, fucking form this kind of villain alliance here. and hired assassins to take out the students. It's an unreal amount of garbage, and it actually does make me upset that she truly believes it so firmly.
I took a nap. I tried to quit, but I can't quit. And I don't even want to cry on you, but when I went to sleep, I had a dream. And in the dream, it was Kaylee's mom and Kaylee's dad. And I was by Kaylee's mom, and we were just crying. And that is so hurtful. But anyway, I'm not going to quit. I've mistakenly let them lead me into masculine energy, which is protective energy, because of the lawsuits and all the negativity and the media and the comments and things of that sort. I've let them force me into masculinity, protective energy. But I should have continued to focus on what I know, which is feminine, intuitive, receptive energy.
Absolutely disgusting. She's now talking about how one of the victims' parents came to her in a dream and they were crying together over all of this. And then, you know, all of the negativities forcing her into masculine energy. Whatever the fuck that means. I did, however, get a laugh out of this whole, like, masculine versus feminine energy thing, as if it's just something that can wash over you because some people left mean comments or called you out on your bullshit. Like, damn, goodness gracious, I looked at a piece of wood today and the masculine energy nearly made me pass out. Or like, hey, Charlie, we're going to a bar tonight, are you in? Nah, sorry, I can't, bro. I ate a Pop-Tart earlier today and I got hit with some childish energy, so now I'm no longer old enough to drink. But you guys have fun tonight. Just such a fucking stupid, silly thing.
Long story short, I'm not posting no more free information regarding this case online anymore. You got people on here asking me information and using my information, then turn around and saying I'm crazy or leading protests against me and allowing me to be badgered.
Even when she does decide to shut the fuck up, which I imagine she was advised to do by a lawyer who's instructing her to stop, hit the brakes as hard as possible, and stop posting this shit, she still tries to spin it as like a victory for her, and we're all the bad guys for calling her out on how deplorable the whole thing is. So yeah, I just wanted to go over this because I am so tired of people just refusing to accept reality. Like, there's nothing wrong with being wrong. Like, changing your beliefs is a natural thing. It's healthy. You should change your beliefs. You shouldn't have the same beliefs right now as you did 10 fucking years ago. You should be evolving as you're getting new information, you're learning new things. Your beliefs should also be evolving as well. There is no reason to stick to something that is provably wrong and false. It just makes no goddamn sense, and it made me upset today, damn it, and I needed to rant. That's about it. So yeah. You have been lied to. For your entire life, you've been fed a fib. You've been living in a dimension of dishonesty, and I'm here to be the schoolyard bully who drags you back into reality, kicking, screaming, and coming. Pickup lines don't work. It's like the tooth fairy. They're not real. They're not effective. They're just weird. I know, that's a tough pill to swallow, but I'm giving you the cold shower you need right now. Is confidence important? Absolutely. No one wants to date some sad sack of shit. But it's not the only thing that matters. Which leads me to what I'd like to show you today. On TikTok, a lot of people have conflated confidence with pickup lines, and there's one man in particular I'd like to show you that I think is the perfect case study for why this is a bad thing. Pickup lines will never work for the majority of people in the world. Unless you are an actual chiseled Greek god, a pickup line is only going to serve to make you look creepy and dry up every vagina within a 5-mile radius. It's just a cringy, gross thing. Pickup lines only work in YouTube prank videos where it's all rehearsed and fake. But a lot of people don't seem to know that, so a guy on TikTok has been using pickup lines pretty much every day for the last month on strangers out in public, hoping to get their numbers or go on dates, and he's been rejected at least like 100 times now on camera, it feels like, in only a month, so he's setting a real world record here.
Excuse me. Hi, I got you Pop-Tarts for looking so beautiful. What's your name?
I have a boyfriend.
You do?
Yeah.
What's your name though?
I don't...
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to say you're pretty, okay?
Thank you.
You like my Pop-Tart line though?
Thank you.
It was good?
Huh?
My Pop-Tart pickup line, was it good?
Sure.
Yeah.
I ate Pop-Tarts.
Oh, you don't eat Pop-Tarts?
No, I don't.
Okay, have a good day.
I wasn't even in the shopping center at this time, but I honestly felt like I needed a shower just from even seeing the video. It's just so uncomfortable. You could tell the girl really just was dreading every second of that interaction. It only lasted about 35 seconds, but I bet it felt like an entire 24 hours worth of misery for her. And for him, too. Like, this is a guy that, you know, if nothing else can be said about him, he doesn't stay past the rejection. There's a lot of pickup artists that always say, don't take no for an answer, as if they're like some kind of business student at a shitty university who gets the worst advice ever. You know, if you get rejected, you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you end up on the sex offenders registry. At least this guy, every time he gets rejected, he throws his hands up and he's like, oh, okay, then I'm done here. Then he says, thanks for your time, and then wishes them a nice day. Honestly, he's just like kind of a trick-or-treater, like, hey, thanks for, you know, the candy, I'm going home now. So that's great, and it shows me he has some level of self-awareness, but it's still some turbo creepy shit here, because he walks up phone in hand, recording them, and for some reason, he always has the light on his phone. It was mentioned in like 4 of his TikToks, like, hey, are you recording? Why is the light on? And then he just denies it, like, no, I'm not recording, just lying about it. But yeah, so he comes up recording them and then delivers some of the worst lines of all time. He calls this one the Pop-Tart pickup line, but it's not really like a classic pickup line. This is rather unorthodox, I suppose. All he did is approach her with a box of Pop-Tarts and said, I got you this for being hot, and then gets rejected.
Excuse me. Sorry, this is awkward, but I just had to say you're very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, alright.
This was the rejection that started it all for this man. This was patient 0. The first time he went out in public and told a girl she was pretty. Came on pretty aggressive. She said thanks and then walked away. He walked away. You know, that's where that story ends. Not exactly a fairy tale ending. They didn't get married in the end or anything. But for some reason, this started it for him. This was enough to get him interested in continuing to pursue this as his main source of content.
Excuse me. Sorry, this is awkward, but you're very pretty.
Oh, thank you.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Jasmine.
Jasmine? I'm Nigel. Oh, Jasmine, like the flower, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you do look like a flower.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just kidding. What are you up to?
My man panicked right there and hit her with the just kidding. That was the real-time equivalent of the classic, hey girl, you're super hot, I wanna fuck, and then 5 minutes later with no response, LOL, sorry, just kidding, that was my friend, that was on my phone, not me, I didn't type that, how are you? Like, you can't just throw that out there and then immediately backpedal like that. He just bailed instantly.
Excuse me. Hey, I was just leaving the store. I had to tell you, you look so pretty.
Thank you so much.
What's your name?
Sherry.
What are you up to, Cheryl?
Buying a charger.
Oh, buying a charger? What'd you do? Did you break your charger or what?
Losing them.
You're losing them?
Yeah, what store did you see me in? Are you recording right now?
Oh, no, I'm not recording. It's just the light. It's Ray-Bans. It blinks when it sees cute girls.
You're funny.
I really thought my man was about to run out of this store Looney Tunes style after getting caught red-handed recording. That's usually what's the creepiest part about these kind of interactions is they film themselves, like blatantly filming themselves recording the whole interaction. I don't know how they don't get called out more often for it, but it's super weird every time. But yeah, this was one of his more brave ones, just right in the middle of the store as she's trying to check out. You're pretty. Why are you buying a charger? No, I'm not recording. Yes, I have an erection. So what?
Excuse me. Hi, I'm sorry. I just had to tell you look so pretty.
Oh.
What's your name?
Me.
Nee, what are you up to, Nee? I like that. What is that?
I don't know. What's it called?
Trying to get you tattooed on my arm. I'm just playing. How's your day going?
Good. Yours?
Yeah, you don't get approached a lot? You look nervous. Am I making you nervous?
No. I did, but I just kept walking.
You got scared, huh?
No.
No?
This one's pretty fucking rough. I can only imagine how scary it would be to just have some random goofball sprinting up behind you and you can hear him coming too. He's really fee-fi-fo-fumming his way behind her, shouting, excuse me, and then you turn around and it's a guy recording and says you're pretty. That shit's just gotta be painful. Like dipping your nutsack in like piping hot boiling water. Like it just can't be an enjoyable experience. And even he recognizes that, where he's like, oh, you look nervous. You know, you were probably scared. Did I make you scared? I'm sorry. You know, you were scared and nervous. Like he can even rationalize somewhere deep inside of him, like, yep, this was pretty psychopathic shit. I probably did scare her.
Excuse me. Sorry. This is awkward, but I love your outfit.
Oh, thank you.
What's your name?
I'm actually in a hurry.
Oh, you're in a hurry?
Yeah.
Well, can I grab your number real fast, you think?
Oh, I do have a boyfriend.
You do? Oh, you're very pretty, by the way. Take it as a compliment, okay? Yeah.
This one was pretty cool because he performed it in front of an audience here. That guy in the back is very well aware of what's going on here, and he's got front row seats to the Cringe Super Bowl happening in front of him. And you can see even he's cracking a smile from time to time after how uncomfortable this whole interaction is.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh my god, you're so pretty.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Lauren.
What are you up to, Lauren?
Nothing much.
Yeah? What you looking for?
Close.
I'm looking for your number.
I have a boyfriend.
You do? Alright then. Well, you're pretty, okay?
I swear to God, this guy has heard the word boyfriend more than he's ever heard his own name. Every time he walks up to a woman within 3 or 4 sentences, he's able to get them to say, I have a boyfriend, or sorry, I have a boyfriend. Like, I don't know how many times you can take that. Just stop. Just fucking stop. Stop using your pickup lines. Stop recording yourselves trying to, like, come on to women in a really creepy, aggressive way. Just stop it.
Excuse me. Hi.
Hi.
Do you know where the library is?
Yeah, if you go all straight, you should see it. So just continue straight across the bridge.
Oh my god.
and it's to your right.
The way you like pointed, you're definitely my type. I just playing. What's your name?
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn. What are you up to, Jocelyn?
I'm actually really late to class.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
What class you got?
Nutrition.
Nutrition. Oh, I love that class. Okay, have a good day. Okay, thank you.
Well, I mean, you know, he tried. There was an attempt there. You know, the way you just pointed out the library makes you the girl of my dreams. You're definitely my type. Regular old Casanova. I have no doubt shortly after filming, the girl ran back and jumped into his arms.
So, which was the library? Sorry, I'm new here.
The library?
Yeah.
Just walk straight like down. It's literally like just walk straight and then it's like that big building right there.
Okay, you go here, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
Mine?
Yeah.
Lauren. I'm probably gonna walk by the library right now.
Oh, yeah? You want to walk me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're attractive.
Thank you.
What's your
Unfortunately, in this one, he managed to run into an extremely nice person who was kind enough to invite him to follow her to the library because she thought he needed help getting there. And immediately upon receiving the invitation, he accepts it and gets super fucking weird about it. This will probably be the last time she offers to help a stranger find the library or anything of that nature. It goes on and on and on for like 30, 40 more videos maybe, I don't know, so many. And he's still going to this day. I think his most recent one was only like 4 or 5 days old as of right now, me making this video. So yeah, I just wanted to show this and let you know, pickup lines very rarely work, and going up to random women in public and being super creepy will never work. It's bad. That's about it. See ya. You all know I'm not a big believer in the paranormal. All that hocus pocus and all that mumbo jumbo about ghosts and goblins and ghouls and gnomes and Santa Claus. It's all a bunch of hooey. The only metaphysical conundrum that I believe in is the mystery of why I'm stuck at 5'6". But aside from that, not much else. Though today we're going to be talking about something that's got me scratching at my chinny chin chin here in curiosity, because there is a TikTok time traveler who made a few predictions, and they actually kind of blew up on TikTok. So much so that we had someone come out to the warehouse about 2.5 weeks ago to help fix the air conditioning that was broken. And before leaving, he mentioned to Matt that we need to make sure that we really hunker down, board everything up, and prepare for a Category 6 hurricane that was blowing in about 2 weeks. And Matt was stunned. So Matt sat there like he had just been hit with a fucking flashbang and tear gas at the same time. His brain literally blue screened upon hearing this. A Category 6 is not real. That's never... Category 5 is the highest it goes. So this goes above and beyond. It's going fucking plus ultra. And this guy is claiming that there's one on the way, even though there was no information about that anywhere. So Matt poked a little bit to see where he got it from, and he said a time traveler on TikTok said it. And that's when the light bulb went off in Matt's head. Eureka! He knew it was time to take this seriously now. There was a lot of weight behind this claim. So this is the video that was floating around and actually gaining a lot of steam online. Yes, I am a real time traveler. Here are all of the events to come in the final months of 2023, September. This isn't unusual for TikTok. Every single goofball with a phone likes to pretend that there's some kind of time traveler giving us warnings, and they just make like a ton of fucking outrageous claims. And this one said on September 4th, the first ever Category 6 hurricane occurs. It runs up almost the entire US East Coast, but it mainly affects Florida and both the Carolinas. Now, when Matt told me, I had already told him I knew that, because I am very in touch with the goofy shit that happens online. I had actually already made fun of this video on stream as well. When Matt told me about this, I giggled quite hard. I nearly spit up on myself. I still can't believe that real human beings in the real world will see some shit like that on TikTok and not give an iota of thought to it, and never even have the idea that it could be a lie cross their mind. This is a complete stranger on TikTok claiming to be a time traveler, making outrageous claims, and then some people just pog out to it and take it at face value, believing it. Like, holy shit, a Category 6 is rolling in, we gotta get fucking prepped. John Titor on TikTok said so. John Connor, Johnny Silverhand, the TikTok time traveler, this asshole said a Category 6 is coming, so it must be true. It's amazing. But the reason that I mentioned this was 2 weeks ago is because fast forward to now, and we had Hurricane Lee forming, and it was a very quick Category 5 and only getting stronger, threatening the East Coast. And a couple days ago, Matt told me, Charles, if this turns out to be right, we're gonna feel real fucking silly for making fun of this. He tried to warn us, but we didn't believe him. And I was actually starting to panic a little bit, thinking the universe around me was crumbling. My understanding of this very dimension we inhabit was starting to be called into question here. Maybe this was the one asshole telling the truth and is somehow an actual time traveler trying to get the message across. And I spit on it. But then it turns out, no, he was completely wrong. He not only predicted the wrong date, but he made like 5 other predictions that are just ridiculous. And also, Hurricane Lee has lost most of its strength. It's still a Category 3 hurricane as of right now. And it's also not going to Florida like the time traveler predicted. I also want to show you the other predictions they made in the same video. They said on September 10th, 20 people are chosen to see the afterlife, to know what it is like when you pass. What does that even mean? Does God hold some kind of reality show competition to choose 20 people to take a peek at heaven? Like, what is this? A deal or no deal situation? 20 people get to take a vacation to the afterlife? Do they come back? Because if not, this is just 20 people dying. And if that's the case, the bigger news on September 10th would have been that only 20 people in the world died. Because I've got news for the time traveler here. There's far more than 20 people seeing what the afterlife is like every single day. So this one, I just don't fucking understand at all. They then say, this makes the entire population to focus on finding a way to live much longer, as less than 5% are happy after. So I guess whatever time that this guy traveled from, they lost the ability to write in proper syntax. This is broken. I can't even deduce what the claim is. So after 20 people take a visit to the afterlife, less than 5% are happy after, and the population focuses on ways to live longer? You mean like what they're doing every single day? Science is constantly striving for ways for people to live longer. And that's without the 20 chosen afterlife spectators. And again, do the people that go to the afterlife come back to tell us about it? Like, what the fuck? Now, the next one is still upcoming, so this one still remains to be seen. But on September 18th, they claim that an invisible wall is put down to surround Mexico and Guatemala. It was put there by a hostile alien species to try and weaken us when they attack. Why? Why would they be putting an invisible wall there? Did they just play a ton of Starfield and see how effective invisible walls were or something? And if they have that kind of technology, why not just put an invisible wall around like pretty much everywhere? Cut everyone off. And also, why even use that in the first place? They also just fucking attack. If they're here, they'll probably beat our ass in an all-out war. The final claim from the time traveler for September of 2023 is on September 23rd, a Spirit Airlines plane crashes in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It actually went through a wormhole where it is 2 seconds to them, 6 years to us, and they return in 2029. Call me crazy, but I highly doubt that last one's happening. But who knows? It still remains to be seen. I really think that this was probably made by a teenager. That whole last section there just feels like it was a piece of his creative writing course for like his English class or something. Which is fine. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. But somehow, we met a person, a real living, breathing human being outside of the internet that believed this shit. Like with the upcoming Category 6 hurricane. So much so that they were trying to tell us that we need to prep for it. I'm assuming they had already started stockpiling like doomsday preppers getting ready for it. And that is tragic. That we've reached the point where people will actually believe anything. Not that I'm surprised. I'm not surprised by it. We see this all the time on Twitter where people will believe the most outrageous shit without even a single morsel of evidence to support it. But I've just never seen it in the real world. I thought that was mainly brain rot internet brain, but no. This was a seemingly completely normal guy and just happened to really buy into this hype that there was a category fucking 6 hurricane that was coming in like 2 weeks. But you know what? I'm putting the carriage before the horse here. You know, there's still time for some of his other predictions to see if those come true or not. You know, he got a couple of them wrong, sure, but you know, who isn't wrong sometimes? But anyway, I just had to talk about this a little bit. That's it. See ya. I've got a confession to make, and it's something I'm not proud of. I am deep into the TikTok rabbit hole of desperate attention-seeking behavior. I'm so embarrassed to say that, downright ashamed. I'm like an 80-year-old woman, and TikTok has become my soap opera. It's just this captivating train wreck I can't help but look at. These aren't even like people anymore. They're just clout zombies. An insatiable appetite for internet attention, updates, and increased follower count. Bigger number, better person. And they will do anything to get a bigger number. And nothing is off limits. I swear to God, they would dig up their dead grandmother as a devious lick challenge. They'd fucking shove a Tide Pod down the throat of their dog if it meant more views on their TikTok page. It is just truly this battle where people are coming up with the most outrageous and most deplorable ways of getting internet clout as fast as possible. And that includes faking abuse.
Okay guys, this muffin I got from, I think it was from like some grocery store, is so good. Like,
I have no idea why the fuck you keep recording yourself eating. You're fat and you're overweight.
Yeah, I couldn't find the original video since she took it down after admitting it was all fake. All smoke and mirrors, nothing's real, you got fooled, and it was all a play for attention. So I found this video of a guy watching it and reacting to it. Yeah, so right away you'll notice the acting's pretty dog shit. It's Tommy Wiseau level, sounding like something out of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers here. It actually just comes across like a Darman video for real. Like, stop eating the muffin, you're fat and overweight. Dude fat shames his girlfriend, lives to regret it. But you have to remember, most people on TikTok are actual children. A lot of them haven't even developed object permanence yet. Like, if I put this phone behind my back, they think it disappears. Those are the people that are using TikTok mainly, so when they see something like this, they're just going to take it at face value. But it's not just kids. Like, no one really expects someone to fake an emotional abuse video for views on TikTok. You'd have to be a real piss stain in a gas station urinal to try some shit like that. So most people assumed it was all real, and especially victims of emotional abuse came forward to support the creator here. And this spread very rapidly on TikTok. She gained like 100,000 followers as a result of it, with people just pouring tons of support into it.
I have no idea why you keep wanting to record that.
I just want to show TikTok my muffin. Like, why did you have to go there?
But when you're fat and overweight, TikTok shouldn't be a priority. It should be losing weight for me.
All right, Mark.
Wow, what a piece of shit. Show this woman love and support, please. But just wow.
Yeah, not exactly classically trained actors from Juilliard or anything, but it was effective enough to gain 100,000 followers and convince people she was in an emotionally abusive relationship with a piece of shit boyfriend. And she got a lot of support for it, and the views were very positive for her. Also, the dialogue is, of course, really awful. They didn't have much of a script here. It sounds like dialogue out of Death Stranding. You're fat, overweight, eating muffin, bad. Lose weight because you're fat, overweight, lose weight for me, okay? It actually just sounds like a parody that you would read on Reddit underneath a post about like an incel or some shit. It's not well executed, but it was good enough that a lot of people believed it initially. And then people eventually started pointing out things that didn't make much sense and calling into question the authenticity of it, to the point where the creator eventually came forward to confirm that, yeah, she faked all of it for attention.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on here. I haven't posted in a few days, And it's mainly because I've just been feeling very bad about myself. And I'm just going to come out. I'm going to say it. This is the video for all you guys who want it. The muffin video was scripted. Everything was scripted.
Lying again, are we? This wasn't scripted. There was no script here, and if it was written by a 4-year-old. You just improv'd something that you thought would sound like emotional abuse. You just told your friend to just say, like, hey, just call me overweight while I'm eating this muffin. That was it. That's all the thought that went into it. You knew that it would gain traction because no one likes to see a woman getting belittled and insulted, especially not by their boyfriend. So you knew it would be a viral video for you, but you didn't script shit. You faked it. Don't say you scripted it. You're giving yourself far more credit than you deserve.
Nothing was authentic. Nothing was real. Nothing was true. I want to thank all the accounts who are holding me accountable, because that's what we should be doing in today's society. And after the muffin video, you're probably like, well, why'd you keep going?
I love that line when someone makes an apology video after getting caught with their ass in their own mouth. Actually, I'm super glad you're all holding me accountable. This was really a social experiment to make sure that everyone was ready to hold someone like me accountable for these actions. It was all staged in order to empower all of you to hold me accountable. So thank you for that, and you all passed the test. Come on, we know you're not happy about that, so take the mask off, drop the act, just be like a Scooby-Doo villain who gets caught. I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids, you fucking turbo nerds.
And that's what, if you notice I have another TikTok, that's what my marketing team told me to do. They said, keep going, like, continue to grow, continue to grow. As a person, though, it just keeps eating me inside. They told me, don't make this video because you're gonna get so much hate, and it's like, I don't care. You guys can hate on me. You can do whatever you want. I literally don't give a shit, but...
Where'd you get your marketing team? Off Fiverr or something? Just like one guy in his basement who says he's a marketing expert? What kind of strategy is that? No, just keep going. That way it just keeps building, and then you look even stupider when you eventually have to fold because it's become too much and people are shitting all over you on TikTok. That's not marketing. That's self-sabotage. What you have is like a double agent who must be working for like your arch nemesis on TikTok trying to like sink your career. It's a terrible idea. It's a horrible strategy. Though I do like the scapegoat. I don't know if she has a marketer that could just be like someone she's pushing blame on in order to make herself look a little bit better. Like, listen, you plebeians, I went against math and science. My marketing team, all 500 of them, all of them told me don't do it. They begged me not to make this video, but I knew in order to be the morally perfect person that I am, I needed to come forward and own up to my one and only mistake. I said, damn the numbers, damn the data. I'm doing what's right. Even though it was probably just her and her friend that hatched this idea as just a quick viral video, knowing that they'd be able to capitalize off an emotional abuse situation in order to get like some pity follows or just some supportive messages and validation. It's just really disgusting all around. And I do wonder if there is a marketing team here at all.
I just want to make it clear that if I lose 150,000 followers, that's fine, as long as everyone knows that this video was not to hurt anyone. There were no bad intentions. Because TikTok is an entertainment app, that's purely what it was for, entertainment.
What the fuck is entertaining about witnessing emotional abuse? Like, where's the fun? Was I supposed to sit there and watch the video and be like, oh, hey, oh, just like a jolly old belly laugh? Like, oh my god, she's eating a muffin and getting insulted for it. Hey, top notch, this is what I'm fucking talking about. Like, what does she watch for fun? Beheading videos? How could you possibly think people would, like, be entertained by watching abuse? There's nothing enjoyable or wacky or goofy about it. It's just sad. Like, it is just sad. And it's especially insulting to people who actually have been through abuse like that, who would have watched that video and been like, oh my god, this is so terrible, and then like actually relate to it, only to be told, no, I lied about it, I staged it just because I wanted more followers, it was just supposed to be entertaining. It's like, oh, it was just supposed to be entertaining, okay, so abuse is just entertainment to you. It's, you know, it's an insulting, silly fucking concept.
I did, however, do the breaking up text, which I wasn't supposed to do. My marketing team told me to continue with the whole abusive boyfriend or like boyfriend calling me fat, but I made that video just for the young girls on this app, just to show them that if you're treated that way, it's important to leave.
That contradicts everything you just said, that you did it for entertainment. Now you're trying to spin it where you're doing something more heroic than you actually were. This wasn't some kind of PSA where it's like, hey girls, if you've been in a relationship like this, you need to leave. That was never the message. It was you being insulted, and then apparently she did like a follow-up where she broke up with her boyfriend over a text or something, which of course was also staged. But at no point was it ever supposed to be something to like inspire or get people to reflect on their own relationship. As you just said, it was for entertainment, which is fucking stupid.
I'm really a stand-up person and I'm big on my morals, and this completely went against that. Was it just all for TikTok and views? Yeah, it was. And that's, I know, it's sad. It really is. I also want to let you know I did not profit off this. I was not in the creator fund while I was doing this. I did not profit at all.
She's being very honest here. Just fully admitting she did it all for views and that sweet, sweet attention. Attention is more valuable than oxygen, honestly. It's just that precious lifeblood to the modern human. And she may not have profited financially from it. She says she wasn't in the creator fund, so didn't make any money off it. But she earned something more important than money. Clout. Money's temporary. Clout is forever. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit since I've been so deep into this TikTok attention-seeking culture, and that's really about it. So yeah.